work. And we are now connected. All right, let's do this. Holla holla. Make sure to share this out. The faces into the birds. And all right. Shared. Hello, and welcome to James Let's Express Lane, where we get you in and out as fast as possible with the Joon the King interview. Now you can see here in the upper right hand corner, here in DSP's interview with Joon the King, he spoke 65% of the time. The person he was interviewing spoke 35% of the time. That's not an interview. An interview is, hello, Mr. President. Last week, you were overseas reaffirming connections with NATO. How do you feel about the recent actions taken by Russia? And then they speak for, multiple paragraphs. So yes, you said 20 words, then they say 2,000 words. Not, you speak 2,000 words, they give you, yep, okay. And then you continue speaking. Like, that's not an interview, DSP. God, you're such an idiot. Like, how can you mess something up as simple as an interview? You ask a question, they answer. You don't go on rambling for 20 minutes, and then they go, what the fuck was the question again? You asked it about 20 minutes ago, but you went rambling on and on and on about how it was okay to protect Derek afterwards. So I don't remember the initial question. Oh, then another 20-minute rant. But first, we're going to have a little bit of a pre-stream before he actually gets Joon the King on. And actually, there's all kinds of shenanigans with that. It's hilarious.
If this works. All right, testing, everyone. Here we are. Welcome to the special Friday the 13th stream here on DSP Gaming. I hope that everyone is doing well and ready for a fun stream for sure. So this is the pre-stream build-up, meaning what I'm doing here is testing the tech, the settings, and everything to make sure that you guys can hear me and see me, and work out any technical bugs in the next 30 minutes before we have our guest Joon the King on for my next interview here. And it's going to be exciting. I actually really want to pick the guys. Right, here we go.
Before he messes everything up, he shit on Craig for not knowing how to use Discord. He shit on Craig for not being a professional who uses Discord all the time like DSP does.
Here's some technical things right there I forgot to do. Gotta do this build up. So as usual, when I do these special interview streams, I'm going to have this be an archived stream on the channel that you can watch in its entirety, including this pre-stream, the interview, and the decompression after. It'll all be like one stream archive. All right, so if you want to watch it later on, back to back to back, you can. But I will also be breaking up this. So this is the pre-stream video. There'll also be an interview video, and then there'll be like the decompression video after the fact, all separate. So that way you can watch them separate if you want as well. And FYI, there'll be absolutely no advertisements on the stream, meaning I have demonetized it. So there'll be no pop-up ads. There'll be nothing intrusive to the discussion. It's just going to be me and Joon talking for about an hour to an hour and a half. If he's going to give us his time, which is very valuable, then we're going to respect that, right? We're not going to intrude on it. We're not going to have ads popping up. I'm not going to be reading off super chats and contributions. That would be very intrusive. Instead, we're going to respect the guy and we're going to give him our undue attention. So please understand that today's stream is still a normal stream for me, but it will run a little different. And if you like the content that I put out and if you enjoyed today's stream, please support it. I promise you during the decompression session after the interview, I will shout out all contributions in due time. You will all get your, your shout outs and credit, and I'll answer any questions or anything after Joon is done with the interview. Okay, cool. So we got a few quick things.
Unless you're a troll, then I won't shout you out.
Before we begin, if any contributions come on right now, I will shout them out, but only for the next 30 minutes. After that, everything goes on hold when I get Joon on here. Okay. Notably, Hard Nose just gifted 5 memberships to the community.
30-minute pre-stream before you interview someone.
Thank you so very much. And whoever gets those, I hope you enjoy them. So first things first, I don't really understand Discord in this regard. So this is now the third time. Well, it's more than the third time, actually, because we had the guys, Casino, then we had Keemstar, then we had Stuttering Craig, and now we've got Joon the King. All these times I'm trying to learn how to use Discord. I have Discord Nitro, the highest level, and it claims that I can do up to 4K video and 60 frames per second. Does this look like 4K video and 60 frames? No. And my webcam is enabled for 1080p 60 frames right now, and it's not doing it. So I don't know what it is with Discord.
Wait. So your webcam is 1080p. Guys, why doesn't it look like 4K? Because your webcam is in 4K. What the fuck, DSP? God, you're an idiot.
Discord, it claims you have these features when you have Nitro, and they just don't exist. I don't know if there's some hidden menu you need to enable them in. I would love to have myself be 60 frames right now. I am 60 frames on my normal streams, but it doesn't seem to work through Discord. Spike Vincent, yes, I'm using the app. I'm using the app right now. I'm screen capturing the app into OBS, and even the video in the app, it's not even just the screen grab. The video in the app is not 60 frames. It's only 30. I can't get it to show at 60. No matter what, there's no option anywhere to do it. There's not even an option in Discord.
Like we need you at
video
60 frames per second,
It just
DSP.
says select webcam, which I did, and my webcam is broadcasting at 1080p 60 frames and doesn't do it through Discord. I think right now, I'm probably like 720p and 30 frames. And I have no idea. I'm so confused.
If only you could have tried to figure this out beforehand.
Essentially, right now, this is the best I can do.
And again, he shit on Craig for
Discord.
not being a professional with Discord.
When I'm on my podcast or even on a gameplay stream, I'm just scratching my head about this. I don't understand. I know it still looks good. Like, no one's complained, oh, the visual quality isn't that good, but it's very annoying. It's definitely annoying that I can't do what I want to do. Like, I want it to be higher quality and it doesn't seem to work. So, whatever. Anyway. So, that's that. It's going to look like this today. It looks fine, right? Looks pretty good, visually and everything. Sounds fine, I hope, everybody. I hope we don't have technical issues like we have with Craig. Craig had a million technical issues, and they were all on his end. Like, first his mic wasn't working at all. Then he got it working, but he had that...
God, this is so fucking good. Because this, guys, if you don't know about it yet, this sets up something fucking amazing that only DSP could pull off.
Noise cancellation crap on, so it wasn't picking up his voice, and it took us like 10 minutes to figure it out. I think Joon will be a little bit more professional than that, because Joon uses Discord to talk to people, so he probably understands how to use it.
Unlike you.
When you're going to be on an interview, you prepare to be on the interview, so all your shit works, not you show up at the interview.
God, no, just let it play. It's so fucking fantastic what happens.
I think that Joon has that, so I think we're going to be fine today. Just saying, in comparison to the previous interview.
In comparison to that dirty
by
rotten
the way,
Craig.
We do not know if Joon will have a webcam today or not. It is totally his call. Like, he asked me, do you want me on camera or not? And I said, dude, that's totally up to you. I know that Joon the King is not an on-air personality. He's not here broadcasting himself every day like I am. So totally, that's his call. I'm just happy he's going to be on the show. And if it's audio only, I'm perfectly happy with that. But if he wants to be, webcam on for the conversation, then he will be. It's his call. So I think, it's all up to him. We'll see what happens. Okay. Perry just gifted 5 memberships to the community. Congrats to the people who get those. Also, I received my first tip of the day, and we should talk about that too, the tips, because what an unlikely thing happened last night.
That was absolute bullshit. Oh no, the streak's ended already. Wait a minute, guys. After the stream ended, a $100 tip came in, so the streak's not dead. Bullshit, it's dead. Again, and again, and again. But so, from now on, the streak won't end, ever. Why? Because he's going to keep faking tips.
So, Nico tipped me $2, says, I've been thinking about this year-end list. This year's been very weird. I don't even know if we have enough games for a top 10 game of the year list yet. Looking forward to the June interview, having a good one. Thank you, Nico. It's definitely been a weird year. Tons of games ended up being mass disappointments. The games that have been some of the best, no one expected to be good. Like, I would argue one of my favorite games of this year is Another Crab's Treasure, and I never would have thought it would have been even good at all. And if you want my opinion, I think it's better than Black Myth Wukong.
Because it made you money.
What a weird year, right?
All because it made him money.
The first tip. Okay, so remember, there will not be pop-ups or anything on the screen. I'm only shouting out stuff now. Once June is on, all that goes on hold, and then we come back after the June interview. I'll go to full webcam quality again. And then we will do a decompression where I will do shout-outs and the like, okay? So please, if you do contribute, thank you so much. I will give you credit after the fact. So the weirdest thing happened last night. First of all, yesterday during the daytime stream, during the podcast and the original gameplay of the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, we absolutely exceeded all the goals. Like, we hit them in every regard. Super chats were great. Gifted memberships were great. Tips were great. All good. So the King Streak continued to 4. And then, last night, I'm going to be honest with everyone. I absolutely positively did not believe that last night we were going to hit our goals. I thought it would be the end of the streak again, which is fine because we can always restart it again. I feel like we have that momentum. If we have a day stream with a good podcast and a good gameplay, it's going to always hit it. And then there's going to be some streams that are a little slower.
What's amazing is, guys, I hit $7,000 on a day stream, but on a night stream we only hit $112, so I guess the streak's over. It's amazing how nothing from the day stream carries over. He could have been like, all right, well, guys, but since we hit $10 billion in a day stream, I guess it's okay we only hit $12 in a night stream. Was carry some of that $10 billion from the day stream over. He never does that. It's insane. He literally wants, no matter what he gets on the day stream, to also make the same amount, if not more, on the night stream. Even though it's multiple hours fewer.
Or dependent, right? So last night, basically, we did our stream of MVC collection, and it was fun. We still can't play MVC2 consistently, which sucks. I really want to. But I can't because the stupid thing won't work, right? But I played all the other games. Marvel 1, we played some Marvel Superheroes last night for the first time, more X-Men versus Street Fighter. And by the end of the stream, we had raised $77. That's a great stream. I'm not upset at that at all. You know, for a fighting game stream, especially old school fighting game, it's not like we're playing Street Fighter 6 or a brand new one. I was pleased. You know, is it the end of the streak? Yeah, it was the end of the streak, right? So then I turned the stream off. I'm
Luis, how's it going?
right? I'm running around, turning this off, turning that off. My PC actually needed to be restarted.
You had to restart the whole game?
Updates.
Ouch.
So I'm doing all that, and I literally just sit down and I start recording Ask the King. And as I'm starting up Ask the King, I see a blip in my inbox. What? And I look, someone tipped $100 as the stream was going offline at 9:47 p.m. Normally, I end my stream around 9:30, but I stayed around for an extra set or two. And I'm saying Ask the King. I'm sorry. I mean the Daily Wrap. I'm sorry, guys. Everyone's yelling at me. Why are you saying Ask the King? I meant to say Daily Wrap. I was the Daily Wrap video. Me wrapping up everything for the end of the day. Okay? Sorry about that. Brain fart. Okay. So I'm doing the Daily Wrap. And this $100 tip appears. Well, it didn't appear, but I noticed it was in my inbox. And I read it. And this person says, just please keep this anonymous. I was like, so we did actually hit the King streak last night. It continues. This is now, we're at 5. And we continue. Now, remember what I said. I said if it continues through today to tomorrow, so that would be this stream, tonight's late stream, Friday Night Fights, and then tomorrow's daytime stream, I will order food during that first stream, and we'll do an impromptu Feasting with the King tomorrow after the gameplay of the first stream ends. I will have a meal with you guys here live on stream. We haven't done one in about a month and a half. So this would be pretty cool to do. I just don't know what it'll be yet. I'll have to talk with my wife.
Guys, I get to eat on stream again. Yay! Eating on stream is the best.
Cool. Get it out of nowhere. So again, if you want to see that happen, if you want to see the King streak continue, crushing the goals, felting the detractors, making duty cry. I don't know why it just fits naturally saying
making duty cry, really.
I really don't know why. It just fits so perfectly to say it, right? But anyway, if you want to do that and you like the content, please support everything. Let's get it going. Let's get some tips coming in here. I'll shout out as much as I can before Joon is coming on the show in about 20 minutes. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, I was like, wow, we hit the goals. I wasn't expecting that at all. I thought it was going to end, and it continued. So thank you for that. Whoever that was, that anonymous $100 tip last night, and the streak continues, which is excellent. All right. Now, to make things perfectly clear,
give me money
today. All right. Today is going to be a very cordial interview with Joon the King. I want to pick this man's brain about his methodologies and how he does his work. You know, how he actually feels, perhaps, about some of the subjects he's done his documentaries on, including me, obviously. Like, I'm going to be a big subject of discussion during this interview because I'm the latest documentary he just did, right? And I'm fascinated.
He's getting close to 1 million
what
views, guys.
Researching how does he feel about all these topics and things. And you guys submitted a ton of questions for him. Over 30
no,
questions.
They didn't.
There's no way I'm getting through all those questions.
Bullshit.
Okay, but there's a few I'm probably going to skim through, pick some of the best ones. Just so you know, I might already ask him some of these questions before we get to the, like, I've read through these. I was like, oh, that's a good one. Like, one of the really good ones, why did he make multiple thumbnails? Why was he changing the thumbnails back and forth? And what made him settle on the one he did? And what's up with the fact that there's a bald Phil in the thumbnail that's on the video right now, right? Like, that's
because it's funny.
That's actually a legitimately good question. Everyone was wondering that. Why was it doing that? So, so that's some good stuff. So I might already ask him some of these questions during the interview, all right? So FYI, I might not call it out later if I've already asked him the question. But we might get to that, we might not. But I'm going to try to integrate your questions into the interview to try to get some good answers for you, because these are great. Where was the other one? There's another really good one that I liked here. I already
you didn't have it saved. You should have had this shit saved, DSP.
I mean, this is a good question. How does he feel, with the amount of harassment that I get on the internet versus the stuff that I have done? Does it feel like it's equal in comparison compared to the other people he's done documentaries on?
That's a total question from DSP. That's not a fan question. That's a DSP question.
And they don't have entire...
It's amazing that DSP's questions sound just like his fans' questions, isn't it?
Okay. Anyway, it's going to be an interesting interview for sure. I'm excited for it. But I want to make this clear. Today, this is the focus. The interview is the focus, and then we decompress, and when we're done with that, probably I'm going to play some Marvel Collection, and that's the stream. Today is not a normal level 1 podcast. Today we're not doing segments about certain people in drama, because already did someone send me the LTG clip that I was looking for? Yes, I have the LTG clip. I could react to it, but we're not doing that today. That's when we have time for it.
He's got to save it when he needs the money.
That's not the focus of today's stream. You understand? Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah, well, he's so 100% read those questions.
Content, detractor content.
Not a chance in hell.
We're not doing that today. That will be for later on in the week. Maybe tomorrow. It depends on what happens each day, right? It's like I said, I gauge what's going on by levels of importance or interest, and I'm not going to sit here talking about the same subjects every day because that's just boring. I want to mix it up. So
he says he talks about the same bullshit every single fucking day because nothing ever happens in his life.
Today, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We got a lot of days, a lot of podcasts, right?
DSP, you talk about the same shit because you don't do anything. Literally every day is you wake up 5 minutes before you got to start your stream, roll out of bed, waddle down the hallway, start the stream, bitch, bitch, take a bathroom break, come back, bitch some more, then maybe play some games. And that is your life 6 days a week. That is literally your life 6 days a week. You don't do anything different. How can you talk about anything different when you don't do anything different? I initially said it on Thursday I was going to cover the Joon King interview and all that, but then I forgot. Oh shit, no, after work I gotta go to the dealership to get oil change tire rotation. Then I'm going to the alumni veterans football game. So like I had to, once I get done with the oil change, all that, rush home, take a shower, change into some nicer clothes, then head out to the high school where the game was being held. See a bunch of people I haven't seen in probably 10 years since the last reunion. Watch the football game. Great game. Eagles won. Go Eagles. But guess what? I can talk about that because I did something different. Unlike DSP.
So no reason to beat the dead horse every day. You know, you come back when the horse is resurrected
Horse?
and beat it back down.
Wait a minute, did cat die?
By the way, Nick Jones, 55 memberships to the community. Congratulations to everyone who just got a gifted membership. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. Okay, so FYI, everything is looking and sounding good, guys. I just want to make sure we're having no technical issues right now. The stream looks good. It sounds good. You can hear me clearly. I'm capturing, and it seems to be working. What I'm going to do is when Joon's going to come on, I'll stop recording. I'll hide the screen. So I'll do this. And then I'll invite him to the call. I'll get him on the call. Once he's on, then I'll do this. All right? And then that way, you know, no stuff will be shown. Should be fine. FYI, that's how we'll do it. And when he comes on, this is going away. That's not even going to be on the screen when he's on the show. There's no point. It has nothing to do with him being on. Like, he's going to get the undivided attention, okay? Thank you to Andy. Andy just gifted 5 memberships to the community. Guys, it's awesome. Thank you. The community, I'm sure, appreciates it. We've seen a lot of great names in chat recently, getting access to all of the awesome emotes on this channel, and also not having to abide by the slow-mo rules. You get a cool chat crown to show how long you've been
Why would you need to abide by slow-mo? Your chat doesn't move fast enough to need slow-mo.
Boy, am I happy I never changed the stuff on the channel, like the crowns and stuff, because, you know, I rebranded a couple years ago. I used to be called the King of Hate, right? That was my moniker on the internet. But the problem is, the meaning behind it versus what my idiotic detractor spun it as was drastic.
Those did around trolls, guys.
You know, the meaning behind it was that these people who hate on me all the time, right? They motivate me to improve myself constantly and do better and prove them wrong.
And yeah, he's never made himself better until Kino Casino gave him a bunch of money.
Came from, but these people turned it into, oh, he's a bigot. He's a sexist and a racist and all this stuff, which is not true. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find more than 5 to 10.
You got banned from an entire website for being hateful.
10 minutes of content like that over my entire 16-year span. But
there's only 5 to 10 minutes of me being a racist, bigoted, sexist piece of shit, guys. That means it's okay. It's okay, guys. It's only like 10 minutes worth. First of all, you deleted a lot of it, like your top 10 racist moments you used to do. And also, you got banned from an entire website. You got banned from an entire website, DSP, for being hateful. Just saying. Ronnie, how's it going?
Risque kind of commentary and stuff. So that's what they aimed to. Oh, look at what he did 14 years ago, and they'll act like I did it yesterday, right? So I got rid of that moniker.
Your Honor, I murdered those children 14 years ago. I can't believe you're going to hold me accountable today, guys. It was 14 years ago. Just because you found the bodies now.
Right, so we're not going to call myself the King of Hate anymore because people idiotically just, they believe anything. They're stupid. You know, they really are. They're just dumb. And they'll believe anything. So if they're told that Phil's a racist or a bigot or a sexist, and he's the King of Hate.
And then we show the videos of you saying and doing shit that got you banned from an entire website.
And everything remained the same. So now I'm back. I'm the king now, but I'm not the King of Hate. I'm just the king. That's my moniker now, as deemed by the guys at Kino Casino, right? And you guys like it, and I think it's a good shtick. We got a crown and everything. So it just works. And now I didn't change the branding, so it all fits. We even have everything pops, everything already set up for it, because that's what it used to be anyway. So, like, well, I'm glad I didn't change it. I'm really glad I didn't change it, because then we have to redo everything again, right? Good stuff. Of course you deserve crowns. Of course you deserve crowns for being a supporter. Of course you do. Don't shortchange yourself there. There can be more than one king. Today we're gonna have Joon the king on the show, and he's a king. We're gonna be a couple of kings doing kingly things. That's what this is gonna be. A nice civil conversation about his thought making process and everything about making documentaries. I'm fascinated to pick his brain about this, and have a great conversation about it. All right, so we have a little bit of extra time. Right now, I've shouted out everything. We had no super chats. We had the one tip, but we had a lot of gifted memberships. Thank you for those. 10 minutes left, roughly, before I get Joon on here. What do you guys want to chat about? Tag me in the chat. We'll do a little bit of open Q&A here. And shout outs if contributions come in, and then we'll get them on the show. Okay.
Johnson Parkinson's talking to June. That's not good.
Like the border of the podcast. What do you mean? You don't like the borders? I think the borders are great.
The borders you didn't make. Don't forget that, guys. You didn't make those fucking borders.
No. Again, people are trying to suggest ways around the webcam issue, but it doesn't work. Like, for example, someone said, if your webcam is 60 frames, have OBS just use your webcam, but then have Discord, just pull Discord from a different window. It doesn't work. My webcam will not work in 2 applications at once. And if it's working in OBS, then it doesn't work in Discord, and there's an error. It won't work at all. Like, the person won't be able to see me. So I can't do that.
Yeah, you won't be able to see me.
Daisy, with the super chat says, we are not worthy, King. Thank you so much, Daisy. Whoa. Must have had caps lock on. There we go. Taskmaster Warman, you're late. We just talked about the community questions that I've skimmed them, and some of these questions I'm already going to integrate into my interview with Joon. But if we get through it and we have some extra time at the end, I will pull up I have them literally right here on my TV to pull up if we need to draw upon
on the TV. What?
And pick some of them. Okay. Do I think the Xbox should release a mid-gen update or refresh? No. I don't think anyone would buy it. No one is buying their current console. So if they did a mid-gen refresh, no one would buy the new one. I mean, they need a reason to buy their console. Right now, the reason is Game.
Also, the Xbox has a Series X and a Series S. What would you be doing by introducing a third version of the Xbox Series whatever? Make it even more confusing.
Pass, which is a good reason, but it's not a system seller because they're not coming out with enough exclusive games that are good. They've had so few Xbox exclusive games that are good that there's really no reason to just buy that console over PS5. So even if they came out with a Pro, I don't think people are going to go out and buy it. Yes, I liked the Left 4 Dead games, but I was disappointed with the Back 4 Blood reboot attempt. Astrobot continues tomorrow. It'll be the late night stream on Saturday, and then it's going to be the daytime stream on Tuesday. We have a schedule change because I screwed up the schedule last night. I forgot. As you guys know, well, some of you probably know.
I forgot, guys, while I was drinking gin.
Night stream off to film private patron react and or Q&A videos. This month, I have about 2 hours of work I need to do, which means there's no way that I can like squeeze it in. I have to take a night off, and so I'm going to take Monday night off to do that. So Monday night there will not be a late night stream.
Guys, there's no way for him to do it, guys. He totally can't take the hours between streams or the hours after streams to do it.
Then it's the decompression. Since there will probably be extra time, I'll reset the stream, and we're going to do a little bit of Marvel vs. Capcom collection, like an impromptu hour stream of MVC collection to end our segment here. Tonight on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, Friday Night Fights, more of the MVC collection. Tomorrow, Level 1 podcast and Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 on the first stream. The late stream tomorrow night will be Astrobot, okay? Saturday is my React day. So the first stream will be the Level 1 podcast, and then we're going to jump over to the DSP Reacts channel for DSP versus the Internet, my weekly Clips React show. And then Sunday night, we're going to go to the DSP Throwback channel, and we're going to do Retro Reacts to Resident Evil 1 Director's Cut. We started this last week. It was a blast. It's really fun reacting to my original runs in horror games. So we're going to do that again Sunday night. Then Monday, the day stream will be Level 1 podcast, followed by another Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 stream. No night stream on Monday because I'm going to be filming the patron videos. And then Tuesday will be my final consecutive streaming day this week. It'll be Astrobot on the day stream and the return of WWE Champions on the night stream. And that's my streaming week. Okay? There's the schedule. There's the updated, addended schedule for you guys. Alien Boy 13 did a super chat. Was there anything in the documentary that offended me? No. I mean, everything that was in the documentary was exactly as I expected it to be. Like, it's not like Joon made anything up. He didn't pull anything out of his butt that no one else.
Only Ice Pepsi, before. How you doing? He
basically just condensed an insane amount of information into one.
Guys, if you've not been
video,
following
right?
Only Ice Pepsi, you should. He's great.
And he added his own research and/or commentary on it, but there was literally nothing offensive. Just reporting on drama is not offensive. What would have been offensive is like
reporting on drama is not offensive. Coming from a guy that, guys, this is bullshit. How dare they report on me, guys? This is bullshit. Guys, my detractors. Rah. But now suddenly it's not that big a deal, huh? Suddenly it's okay.
If at the end of the video,
TJ Stars, holla holla.
And based on everything we just saw, DSP is obviously a piece of human shit, and we should all deride
it.
It's offensive, right? Right? But he doesn't do that. He was trying to be objective. He was trying to be fair, you know. Big Papa Phil says, will you ask him why he didn't seem to comment at all about viewers who are here every day enjoying your content? Most of the coverage of you was negative. Because it's an internet drama.
Also, because he said he reached out, just like Craig and others. They reach out to your fans, and none of them want to talk about you. It's amazing, mister. I got all these fans, guys. I really do. I got all these fans that love me. All right, well, let me interview them. Oh, hey, none of them want to be interviewed. Not a single fucking one will talk to anyone.
Documentary. Like
It's
that's the
amazing
point. You know
how
what I mean?
he
Like,
can't get any of his fans to be
I
interviewed
understand
because none want to be
what you're
interviewed.
saying, but you have to understand that that's the point of the video. Like at some point, you got to understand how the game is played. The game is played that if he covers the negative stuff, right, in a way, then people will be interested in it. If he literally covered everything and he's like, yeah, but most of this isn't really a big deal, so I don't really know why I'm making a 4-hour documentary on this guy because he has a bunch of people that like him anyway, don't really care about any of this. It wouldn't be a very convincing story, would it? You'd be bored. You're like, oh crap, why did I just watch this?
Yeah, and the few fans that did show up shit on him, which is hilarious.
I have no ill will whatsoever towards Joon after having watched that. Not at all. Not in the slightest. I think that it was fair. He covered every topic. Now there literally is a one-stop shop video to watch about me. Okay? And he made it clear that it says right in the description, it covers me to early 2024. Made it clear that did not include things that developed during the year and happened, right? In fact, that probably will be one of the things I ask him is, are you aware of what's been going on in the last month and a half?
How amazing I am. Guess how everyone loves me now. Everyone loves me!
Casino, as well as
they love me.
All this fun, positive stuff now. I have a new audience that likes me, and I'm actually way more successful now, and they don't care about the things of the past. They just care about the future. And what do you think about that, right? I'm curious. I want to get his answer.
Guys, they don't care that I admitted that I lied to them for 7 years and took all their money to play WWE Champions. They don't care.
And if he says, I have no confidence in you, you're going to blow it, that's his opinion, and he's entitled to it, right? Well, who knows if he's even followed? I don't know. He's probably on to the next 10 projects. That's how it is when you're in a documentary, and you can't just dwell on one thing too long, right? You do a ton of research for it, you produce it, you put it out, you hype it up for a couple weeks, you're already on to the next. You're already, you're moving into the pipeline to the next thing. Was there a positive thing about me in the documentary? Yeah. I mean, the FGC stuff is silly, but absolutely he acknowledges the fact that I was good at fighting games. No one can.
I finished fourth, guys. I finished fourth. He admitted I finished fourth, guys.
Competitive fighting games, which my detractors have tried to lie about for the last 10 to 15 years. You can see me winning tournaments in it, and he outright.
You won a mall tournament in Tekken. Congratulations. A mall tournament in Tekken. When you actually got to EVO, you lost. DSP. When you made it to EVO, when you made it to the big boys, you lost. Well, guys, when I was playing this small tournament in Virginia, there's me and like 6 other people. I won. Congratulations, you beat 6 other people. When you got to EVO, you lost.
Admits he was good at fighting games. I mean, I was an asshole in the community, but I was good, right? He talks about the success of my early days, right? That I was doing, things that were getting a lot of popularity on YouTube, and I had a lot of success, and I was a big part. He talks about all those positive things, for sure. It isn't until really the drama starts around 2012, 2013 with This Is How You Don't Play. And then it rolls into this detractor groups and shit, and it just continues.
No one no one hated me, guys, until
I would argue the first 1/3 of that
documentary. Evil AJ made fun of me.
It's really the final 2/3 that it gets really heavily negative, right? That's nice of you to say. Daisy says, you have a much better attitude and outlook on things than some older stuff I've seen. I'm happy things are going well, and you seem much happier and healthier for it. I agree. Like, I seriously agree. I think now having this different kind of outlook, about life and about all kinds of stuff, is just a healthy way to go about it. I used to be so butthurt about everything. Anyone who said something negative about me, oh, how dare you, right? Now, I just roll with the punches. I don't really care anymore. I've been around for 16 plus years. I'm planning on being around a lot longer. And I hope that you guys will be along for the ride. But there's absolutely no reason for me to get up in a tizzy about every little thing these days, right? Like, it's to what end would it behoove me or benefit me to be all over every person who says something negative about DSP, right?
Like you do right now, every single fucking day.
You're always going to have your critics in life. I have way more than most people. But at the same time, as long as I'm doing,
yeah, there's a reason for that. There's a reason why you have so many fucking critics.
Time and being relaxed, and we're all just chilling and enjoying life together.
There's a reason why you have so many fucking critics
along the way. We have a little bit of drama, a little bit of fun games. All this stuff is all part of it. But why would I care about other people?
I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct. I don't get why I got all these critics.
In a positive way, anyway, right? Cares about a few drops. Get those off me, right? There you go. Yeah, oh yeah. I used to be ban happy. I mean, now you see, most of the time, I would prefer not to even moderate. I would prefer to have.
He says, "Is he banned someone?"
But sometimes you have these really idiotic people who come in here and they really are going out of their way to say and do toxic stuff. They'll come in with bot accounts and they're trying to dox and they're saying racist, sexist, disgusting things, and then you have to moderate, right?
Mean
You
the
can't
same
just let
things that
roll
you've
on
said over the
everything. You
years?
have to take care of
Womp
it.
womp.
But that I would prefer to just have an open discussion with everyone about things. So the thing is, to let people talk and say their piece, you get more opinions. You get more criticism. You'll hope you get more constructive criticism. Sometimes you don't. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't. But in reality, I think having open discussion is better than having like a closed off thing. You know what I mean? I have the most ban-henny channel you've ever been on. Then you must have only been on this channel and one other one where they don't moderate at all. You have no idea what you're talking about. Seriously, like, where do you...
There was a whole entire website dedicated to who was banning more people, you or Wings. Wings was a fucking close second, dude. You've banned, especially with WWE champions, you've banned so many people over WWE champions over the years. It's insane. You have banned more people over the years because of WWE champions, not that you deny it, for years. Yeah, you've banned so many fucking people. So fucking many.
Who do you think you are? What a stupid thing to say. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to stop recording. I'm actually going to use the restroom. Perfect time to do so because I'm about to get Joon on here. And then we'll get started. All right, so just give me a sec. So this will be the end of the pre-stream build-up. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks to those who early supported. Again, if you support during the interview, I will not be shouting it out or paying attention to it, just to forewarn you. All right, I'm going to be focused on Joon and giving Joon my attention. When the interview is done, there will be a decompression session where I will do shout-outs for all of you, and we'll have a fun conversation, and we'll have a good time together and get all your opinions after the fact. But we're going to give Joon our full undivided attention. All right, please be respectful, as always. All right, I'm going to stop recording and get set up. I did stop recording. Just give me a sec. I'm just going to run and use the restroom. I'll be right back, and then we're going to get this set up for Joon, okay? I'll be right back.
You should have gone to the bathroom beforehand.
All right, so I can see the sock accounts that are already in the chat. As you can see, they're starting to speak
guys,
back.
I don't like the ban. I don't like the ban. Melee bans
So
people.
let's get rid of the sock accounts.
Comes back, Melee starts banning people.
There's 3 or 4 of them.
I don't like the ban.
That way we don't have to listen to their nonsense the whole stream, right? We could just focus on our guest here. There we go. Dummies. Okay, let me hide this. Hold on. Whoa, there it is. Now, let me end the video call with myself. I've literally been calling myself. Now I need to get this set up to get him on the screen.
Calling yourself on stream again, huh?
We do this.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Okay, let me. It's tough having 2 screens, but I can't barely see one. I have to get up and go to the PC to even see it. Hold on.
What a great setup, DSP. Amazing setup. And this is, I think, where it begins.
Okay, you can still hear me, guys, right? Yeah, because my microphone works through both apps. My webcam does not. So I basically have to have the webcam only working through OBS, which is why it only shows at the 30 frames. The phone's on here. Okay. Go ahead. Shit. Where's your video? Hold on. It's a million miles away. I can't see it.
How about try wearing your glasses? Might be able to see your screen then, jackass. Here's where the fun begins. And again, remember, he just spent several minutes shitting on Craig for not being professional with Discord and all that.
All right, here we go. Oh, hold on. Something just happened.
Hello.
Hold on.
Am I on?
You are, but I had a issue with my Discord. Hold on a second, because I think I've had streamer mode on, so it's not showing. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
And this is where the fuckery begins. Mr. Guys, Craig was so unprofessional. Unlike Joon the King. Joon the King's gonna be so professional about this, guys, I swear.
Hello?
Sorry. Oh god, this is so fucking good. I was spending all that time shitting on Craig. all that time shitting on Craig.
Tell everyone. Guys, I want you to know what's going on. This has not happened before. So I'm trying to open the video call with Joon, and Discord says, well, this is awkward. It has crashed. And I click reload, and then it just says, it's awkward. It crashed again. And it's doing it in a loop, and I don't know what's causing it. So I don't know what's going on. I have to restart my PC or something. I've never seen this happen before. It's always just worked. And you saw I tested it right before, and it was working with me, so I don't know why it's crashing like this.
Oh, this is
I
so
might have to
fucking
do audio
good.
only and see if that works. Because when I'm trying to open the video call, that's when it's crashing. And I don't know if you could hear, but Joon was talking for a second. It was working, and then it stopped. So give me a second, Joon. I'm sure Joon is probably trying to wonder what's going on. He could probably hear here. I'm just gonna try to figure this out, and go from there. I have no clue. So let me mess around with it a little bit. I'll try restarting it a couple times. Close the Discord in Task Manager and hard reopen it. Okay, I'll try that. Let me do that. Hold on.
Chat, hold my hand. I'm Mr. Professional, guys. Don't forget, I'm Mr. Professional. I'm like that dirty rotten Craig who had nothing ready to go on Discord. This is the part I was watching live when I was waiting for my car to be done and all that at the shop. Guess what, DSP? They didn't have to call me. I'm like, oh, hey, I got a very long road trip coming up, and I'm close to needing another oil change or tire rotation, so I fucking did it. I don't need the dealership to call me. DSP, this is so fucking good.
Oh my word. Yeah. It's just giving me the same error over and over. I just hard closed it, reopened it. It's still doing it. So I have absolutely no idea what's going on. It's never done that before. So I will tell. Let me text message Joon here and let him know. I'm probably gonna have to do a whole restart. I don't know what's going on. How stupid.
And this is the main reason why you gotta use someone like Raw Phil to be watching this shit. Because DSP just keeps fucking everything up like this.
Hey,
It's
Joon, I'm having tons
hilarious.
of technical issues here on my end. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna try to restart my PC and get it working. It keeps crashing. Discord crashed 3 times in a row, so I'll try to get it going. I'll be right back. All right, that was annoying. I had to talk to him on my phone. All right, let me try to restart, guys. So here's what's gonna happen. The stream's gonna go offline. I'm gonna try to get everything else up and running again, which sucks. I have to do it like that. I don't know what happened. Hopefully it'll work. It works on my phone, obviously. It just doesn't want to work in the program. It's having problems. So, all right, I'll be right back, everybody.
And as you can see, it goes on and on and on and on.
Really appreciate you doing
There
it this
we
way.
go.
Sorry
So
that
we
you
can
can't
skip
see
all
me,
that.
and I'm gonna have to fix this for future appearances. All right, so let's officially. I'm gonna hit record here, and then we'll actually start this thing. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Thank you, Joon, for your patience. Really stupid thing. Okay.
I mean, yeah, it's not a problem.
All right, here we go. All right, everyone. Hello, and welcome to a very special edition of the Level 1 Podcast. My guest today is the internet documentarian on YouTube, Joon the King. Joon, how are you today?
I'm doing good,
Yeah,
man.
you
Ready
finally
for
made
this,
it.
podcast or whatever you got for me. Let's do it.
Excellent. So, for the record, Joon
Great
has
Lobster,
been doing,
how you
documentaries on
doing?
YouTube for quite some time. I've been actually watching his documentaries on YouTube probably between 2 and 3 years now. From various different people he covers. Usually people who are invested in a lot of internet drama and they have a reputation. And particularly the reason that Joon is on the show today is because he just did his biggest documentary all time, almost 4 whole hours, covering myself, Darkside Phil. And so, obviously, it's a pertinent time to have him on here on the show and to pick his brain a little bit about, his methodology, how he goes about doing his work, the documentary on me particularly and how it panned out and, the work that went into it. So Joon, I would like to ask you right up front, all right?
Yeah.
In regards to my documentary, like, how do you think it did? Because it's now been...
Now again, during an interview, it's supposed to be, hello, Mr. President. Ask a question. And then the person responds. And then you ask a question. And then they respond. And yet, as you can see here from the stats, 65% of the words spoken were spoken by DSP. The interviewer, not the interviewee. Which is not how it's supposed... That's not how an interview goes, DSP. You're an idiot.
been out for about, I'd say about like 11 days or something like that. And I think it has around like, I want to say like 725,000 views or something like that. Like, is that what you were hoping for with a documentary of this magnitude with the amount of work you put into it?
I don't know yet because the way YouTube is treating it, it's very strange. It has a high click through rate. It has crazy like average view like retention. But with like video this long, I think I won't really be able to tell until like a year from now because it's so long and people keep returning to it. So it's hard to say, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this. I honestly think YouTube cheated you out of some views because if you remember when you did the live premiere, you had 8,000 live viewers watching that thing. And it was only what, like an hour and a half in? And there was so much viewership on that, it crashed the system and you had to make it an on-demand video.
And the viewers
I'm
should be
wondering
speaking
if
the
it
majority
even
of the fucking
contributed
words.
to those early views to the video or if they just got erased somehow, you know?
Yeah, I don't even know what happened. I think it was because it was on Labor Day, and maybe the site was getting like extra too much for the servers. I really don't know what happened. But if anything, I also have like a an ID claim from the WWE on it, so
Womp
Oh,
womp.
yeah, I know, but it's easy to really sort out. So if it keeps going like in a weird direction, I might just upload it as an actual upload. So that way it's like distance from the premiere, and maybe YouTube might pick up it, see it a bit differently. I really don't know. Like it is such a weird video. You know what I mean? I don't know why YouTube is treating it like so differently.
right. And you had just started doing the live premieres recently, wasn't it? It was the Rich from Review Tech USA video that you did your first live premiere, and that one didn't have the issue. So you really don't have the data yet, I guess, to figure out what's really going on. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, well, that is my, I guess, a different solution to take. Right now, I think the video is doing like pretty decently. It's gonna surpass
It's
Review
doing
Tech
great.
USA
It's gonna
maybe like a
surpass
month from now,
RT one
so
easily.
it is on a good trajectory overall.
that's great to hear because I listen. I knew when I've been following your stuff for years now. Okay, and I keep watching, and I'm like, he's covered Wings of Redemption, he's covered Boogie, he's covered this person, he's covered that person, and I've been saying this to my
You
audience
remember two
recently
of them,
that
huh?
when you're an internet personality and you put yourself in front of a camera every day, you're gonna get your turn. You know what I mean? You're gonna get your turn in the firing line. People are gonna be talking about you. And I was always wondering in the back of my head, when is June gonna do one of these things on me? Because I know it's coming, right? So I'm curious, what was your methodology in selecting me? Why did it take so long? Because I think a lot of people were wondering why, in 2024 was the right time for the DSP doc when you had done ones on Wings and Boogie and others in the past.
Um, well, people wanted this video forever. Like for ever since I started making like videos about people, people have wanted a DSP video, but I was reluctant to do it just because I knew it would take a very, very, very long time, and it did. So I just kind of like bit the bullet, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it just to get out of the way, and I guess here it is, right? That was pretty much the core of it. Was like people want it, here it is.
Right. Now, in regards to the documentary on me, it's definitely the longest piece of work you've ever done. It's 3 hours, 40 some minutes. It's incredibly intensive. Like, it goes through my early history before I was ever a YouTuber, all the way through the early days, mid course, and all the way up to almost present day. It stops about earlier on in 2024. Um, why did you decide to do such a long documentary, particularly on me, when your previous documentaries had always been much shorter than that?
Because there's so
Well,
much
it's
content
timing,
about you.
right? So it really reflects the time a person is notable, and let me reference, let's say, the like Wings documentary, right? Videos.
Sure.
Wings really like he has a really lengthy history, right? But he really only became like relevant in the, I guess, low count space in the past maybe 8 years. You have been causing a bit of mayhem since like 2003, 2001. So it was really because there was just so much
Yes,
stuff
for a
out
lot
there,
longer,
and people
DSP.
like people still wanted more. I guess, but yeah, it was just because there was so much stuff.
Right. All right, cool. So in your process of coming together and working on something like you said, this has been requested for many years that you do the DSP doc, and eventually you're going to get to it. When you first, because we had actually, a lot of people may not know this, but I'm friendly with you, and we've talked behind the scenes for a couple of years because
We're
I
friends,
personally
guys.
asked
I
him
talked to him
permission
twice, and
to
he
react to
didn't
some
call
of
me a
the
piece of shit and
documentary,
tell me
which
to
I didn't
fuck
have to
off.
do. It's fair use, but it's the right thing to do. You be a gentleman, you ask someone, hey, can I use your work? And he always gave me permission to do so.
Yes, in fact, I'll be
And so,
doing a little thing about the
now you
proper
had that
thing
previous
after
couple
this.
conversations with me, and now it's time to do my documentary. So I'm just curious. Did you have any
Yeah,
preconceived
it's been
notions
locale
about me?
even
Like, what did you
before
know
locale
about
was a
me
thing.
before you started working on the documentary? And did you go about making this documentary any differently than the other ones that you had done previously? For example, some people have said it's weird because it looks like you talked to people and interviewed a few people during the documentary, and a lot of your other documentaries you don't do that. You just kind of just rattle off some facts, and in this case, having those discourses in there with various people made it feel a little different.
Okay, so I approach like every video, like I guess a bit differently. Some I feel do require the different like approach, and typically if there's like a lot of like easily like accessible public information out there about someone, like that's really all I need. Like, why would I have to go out of my way to really interview someone unless I want to make it like that much more intense, you know, extract that information. But the difference with you was, I believe you contacted me, and once you breached that barrier, I'm like, I can't reject this. It doesn't feel fair.
So DSP reached out to him. Why aren't you doing a documentary on me? Joon, do a documentary on me. Reee, me. Now that's something we didn't know. We didn't know that DSP reached out to him to make this.
So like, let's get you in on this. And because I'm talking to you, I feel like I have to talk to your opposition. And it kind of developed more and more into that. And there's also like a lot of like, I guess, investigative work about the WWE champions. So
Yes, that he finally
it's all
admitted
elements of
to.
the piece was to, because it was so long, I'm like, why not even just go the extra step and get like a little bit more interviews here and there too?
Gotcha. What I really liked, oh, people are saying June's audio is a little low. Oh, I can try to up that. Hold on, everybody. Sorry about that. Here we go.
Same issue you had before.
That's a little better. What I liked was that this time you went all out. Like in this documentary, you had all these graphics and things going on. Like I really liked how you had the virtual me at the Phil show and all that going on. You had the virtual ring. Like you could tell that you went the extra mile and you basically did a lot of production cost on that. And I think people like that, you know, like if you're gonna go all out,
He did work, unlike you.
Documentary, you expect them to sit there and watch. They don't just want to see a bunch of facts and drama. They want to have some other things added. And the fact that you talk to some people outside of just, hey, here's what happened, but having those interviews, the fact that you had those graphics, I think definitely added to the quality overall.
The
of the
quality,
documentary.
guys.
And people, I think, have received it.
Unlike
pretty well.
anything DSP's ever put in.
A lot of people have asked me, well, what do I think about the documentary? Okay, and I'll just give you my personal opinion. I think it's fair. I think that you touched upon pretty much everything that people expected you were going to touch upon, and it was all finally summarized into one like super video. You know, it's all the drama arcs of my existence, things from before YouTube people didn't even know about, and everything. Not once in that documentary do I feel like you were trying to be like dogpiling on or being unfair to me, and I really appreciate that, because I do feel like there have been some documentarians out there that are kind of unfair. Like they'll try to over exaggerate or hyper focus on.
Oh, shit on me,
You
guys.
didn't really do that. You were just factually covering everything. Some people, I'm gonna be honest with you,
How dare they shit on
some
me?
people
Reee,
have
me.
been nitpicky about certain parts of the doc. For example,
You've been
some
nitpicky.
people, about the PC. All right, this PC where this guy Mighty Furtado
You
built me this
were
PC,
nitpicky about this.
and when I arrived, it was partially not working as intended or as promised, and we got into a big scuff about it publicly, about the cost and everything. And a lot of people were like, "Why was that such a big deal? It's just a PC." And I think, at least, all right, from your perspective, just to ask you this, why do you feel that that was a key part of the story? This one situation about the PC that you even had him on, you interviewed him specifically.
It was just another example of like how you slighted a fan, right? It was just another like, and it was someone that I can interview, right? It was someone that I can get like that is still accessible to this day that can tell their story, and that is just to like, I guess, bring a voice to all the people you really
Shit on.
I guess, slighted over the years. It was just one example, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that totally does make sense. Because listen, when I was watching this thing, I was publicly admitting, yeah, I made tons of mistakes. And the problem was in my early days, I had a temper, and I basically
My early days, guys, I haven't made any mistakes since
right?
then.
So if someone criticized me,
Exactly, the legend.
listen,
Who's
I
interviewing
immediately
who
shut
in
them
this,
off, and I'd be
right?
like, oh no, I know better than you. I'm the big shot. I'm the big YouTuber. I'm the one who has a successful business. How dare you even say that I'm doing something
So
wrong?
successfully had to
whatever.
declare
And it really irked me, you know, that people do
bankruptcy,
that. And
guys.
then over the years, I've definitely learned to mellow out, and now I at least hope that people think that I've improved on that. And I'm not trying to just reach out, excuse me, and attack every person who's being negative towards me. But you know, particularly with this PC situation, this was one of the first times in my history that this was someone who had been an outspoken supporter of mine. Like you had said, they built a fan site for me and everything. And when this thing showed up, I really did feel like they kind of screwed me over. And quite honestly, I probably shouldn't have made a big deal about it. I should have just let it go. It's not a big deal, right?
Let it go. Let it go. I should have just let it fucking go.
And then I started talking about it, and then I misspeak, because what actually ended up happening is in the react to your documentary, someone had sent me the original video where I had ever brought this up, and we played it live on the stream. And in that original video, I had said this PC is $1,600. Like I outright said that, and that was correct. For your research, you confirmed it was a $1,600 PC. But because I'm so stupid, right? And I can't let it go, and I hyperfixate on it. And this guy keeps talking about it. I keep talking about it. The narrative changes to it's $3,000. I don't even know how that happened. Like I don't even know where that confusion happened, that the number got inflated. So it's right that you would call me out on that, and I'm glad that you did. But, you know, when there's certain things in the documentary that were kind of hyper-focused on those moments, some people were like, oh, I wonder why particularly this or that was such a long segment. Like the other one, the big one that people actually want me to ask you about is when you started talking about VTubers. Because people are like,
Ah, the VTubers was great. He hates VTubers so much.
What was your methodology with the VTubers segment? How did that come about?
Well, Phil, you're like, this is a very long question. You're adding a lot, so I guess I have
Oh,
to
go
go,
ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. So the $3,000, I believe, came from a comment, and Mighty Furtado, I'm pretty sure, has that comment on his Twitter where you stated it was $3,000 that you said, right? The VTuber segment too was kind of like to show you like how you are still notable even like today, because VTubers are like, I guess, uniquely
Hated by DSP.
more recent. You know what I mean? They're a very new form of content, yet they still talk about you. And surprisingly, that was like one of the more viewed segments of the video was the VTuber segment. So I think it was a good idea to add them too. It was just like a bit of fun, even though it was more like one way. I think it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it took me for a loop. There's things in your documentary I didn't even know about. Like, I had no idea that VTubers had like a fixation on me. I didn't know about the search engine to search all my videos.
You didn't know. There's no way to know about
find how
Pig
many
Pig
times I
Go.
said
Fuck
that's so
you.
wild to me that my detractors actually went out of their way to fish the transcripts for certain words and things. Well, I mean, that must have been a tremendous help for you with the documentary, right?
Oh no, yeah, no, it was great seeing all the trans words and whatever. It's a really nice tool. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
So basically, I just want to make this clear before, because I just wanted to get my documentary stuff up front out of the way before I talk to you about your own, stuff going on. I just want to let you know I have absolutely no ill will towards you whatsoever. I really don't have much or any issue with the
you
documentary. There's a few
seething.
things here or there that were slightly off. We talked day one. We talked a little bit about it behind the scenes about one particular thing. Nothing there was a big deal. Everything there I was expecting, and quite frankly, since I knew this was coming, I was always planning to fess up to the WWE Champions account when I
Bullshit.
was live reacting.
Bully,
to the
bully,
documentary.
bully,
I knew
bullshit.
we were going to cover it so in depth that there was no way I was going to be able to lie about it and weasel my way out of it. You were going to pin me to the wall on that, right? So that's why I did it during the documentary. What are your thoughts on that? That the whole arc basically ends with me reacting and admitting it.
I don't know. Like the thing is with that is it was kind of like an open secret where everyone knew that you were that account, right? Pretty much everyone I talked to, it's like, oh yeah, like even I knew. Like my personal belief was you were always like down from the rafters. So for you to admit it, I'm like, okay, well at least things can move forward.
Finally
People
fucking
can focus
admitted
on
to it.
something else. I think it's I guess cool for the arc, if that was your question.
Right. Um, in a lot of ways, it was kind of almost cathartic for me to watch this thing because it allowed me to see all my problems and the things that I've done wrong and to fess up to them and apologize for them and to let my audience know, this isn't who I want to be. This is crazy. How many people can say they've had a 4-hour documentary made about them on the internet that at any moment you could open it up and see all the things you messed up in the last, 16 to 20 years of your life, right? But it was, I feel like the way you did it, because the way you do your documentaries it's not malicious, and that's a good thing, I feel, and I respect you for that. There's other documentaries
not malicious,
out there that are
guys.
literally going for the jugular. They're trying to make you look like more of a villain for drama purposes, and I don't think you did that.
You're a villain.
And I respect you for that. And also, I'll say this: I have an issue with documentarians who they'll do the doc, but then they want to create an endless feed of content, right? And
Guys, people on YouTube want to make more content. How dare people on YouTube want to make more content? It's bullshit. You shouldn't be wanting to make more content. You should just move on afterwards, guys. Really, DSP? You get mad at people trying to make more content. How dare they? Guys, Netflix has paid this director to come in and make more content for them. How dare Netflix pay a director to come in and make more content? Bullshit.
I'm going to call someone out, and I don't know if you agree with this or not, and I'd like to have your opinion on it. So Turkey Tom did a documentary about me late last year, okay? And it was called 10 Years of Failure. And of course, I have issue with that title, whatever. That's not the problem. The problem was after it came out,
failure.
he said he wanted to interview me. But come to find out, the whole thing was an attempt for him to get me on the Lalcow podcast. And he even said publicly, oh, this is a way to milk Phil for content and to keep milking him and getting more out of him. That I'm not cool with,
What I mean, Phil, I don't know where to start. Like, I feel like that title is accurate too.
Title is
what's
accurate.
Correct about Tom's video.
Oh, nothing. I'm not even saying there's anything wrong with this video at all. I'm saying the fact that his intention was to try to get my attention, to milk more content, and to basically turn me into a source of revenue. That's what he was basically saying he was trying to do, and that's what I wasn't cool with. Similar to Side Scrollers, where I had no issue with their original interview. It's the attempts to get tons of money and content out of someone after the fact, when that was never really part of the upfront agreement. That's where I have issue with people. And I don't think that wasn't your attempt here with this documentary at all.
Please, Joon, make another video. Please make another video.
I don't know really where you're going with this, because I feel you kind of do it the same. Like, you keep the drama rolling, and that's fine. That's like, I think, smart business. I really just don't do that because I'm not like a personality. But I think on Tom's side, that if I was Tom, I would do the same.
Exactly.
I think even with like the Crag stuff, right? You brought him back just to like insult him, and that is like drama too. You kept that kind of going the same way, if that makes sense.
Oh, Craig? Is that what you said?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was on the show. No, to be honest, I didn't think that interview was going to go that way at all. Okay, I really didn't.
I didn't think he was
thought
gonna tell me to
what was
fuck
gonna
off,
happen
guys. I thought he was
was
gonna
gonna apologize to
apologize.
him for lying on his show, and he was going to apologize.
He was gonna apologize to me, guys. Everyone needs to apologize to me. For what? For pointing out you're a piece of shit? No. If anything, they should make sure that everyone knows you're a piece of shit. They should call you a piece of shit more often.
Apologize for the follow-up where he basically made a lot of money for my detractors, and we were going to be cool. And that's not what happened. I mean, what happened, right? I had no interest in insulting the guy or anything. I mean, he told me to go fuck myself in that interview when I was being
Yes,
cordial.
you
I was
deserved
just
it.
asking him questions, pressing him on some things I thought were unfair, and he's the one who escalated it first. Okay. But
Not
in your
my
case, like you said,
fault.
you're not that kind of person who's going to be trying to escalate. You're not going to continuously make that content. I mean, at this point, you're probably on to the next 5 projects, right?
Well, see, that's like the difference. I don't think like I don't see that as an issue to try to escalate. I think drama kind of keeps like the internet alive. I mean, you yourself are, like more into like the drama sphere, which I think is good for your channel. And
Mhm.
I also like I don't know, Phil. I just don't understand. You know what I mean? I think we kind of like see things a bit different here.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and that's fine. I don't think that we're ever going to see eye to eye on everything, right? But no, I just want to let you know I don't have any ill will towards you at all. I think it was a fair documentary.
June does not suck
I
him
think
off
he
at
actually
all.
told me to
June,
because
just
I
like,
did
I don't
mess up the
care.
stuff that I done.
No. Fuck
And,
off.
It's
It's great.
thank you for being fair, is what I want to say up front. Okay. Now, before we move on, because I'd like to ask you about
Everyone else is all,
stuff. Do you have
oh,
anything
I'm
you'd
so
like to
sorry.
ask me particularly about the documentary or my history,
Like Keemstar
or
did.
anything like that before we move on to other topics?
I mean, the original plan was for me to like interview you, and my main thing for that was to get you like get the confession out for the WWE champions, but that has been fulfilled. So I feel like this is your podcast interview. You can lead it however you want. So just go ahead.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
interview with
So there
no
you go.
questions
Guys,
being asked
I
of the
give him a chance 'cause people were
interviewee.
saying, "Are you going to let him ask you questions?" Hey, I I opened the floor and he seems to be cool with it. All right. Okay. So here's a question for you. Why did you become an internet documentarian? Because I actually went pretty far back on your channel and I noticed that originally you had been doing different kinds of gameplay and stuff on there, and then all of a sudden you started doing the documentaries and they took off. So what actually created that change in methodology on the content you wanted to put out?
So that was because I was making old school RuneScape content, some RuneScape 3 content, and there was this content creator that was going through his like entire drama, and I couldn't find out like what exactly was like going on with him. I was a big fan of like his content, right? And everyone was making like these just like videos like, oh, here's my opinion, here's this and that. I couldn't find anything like I guess definitive or like what his situation was. So I was like, you know what, let me tell a story because I was a fan. It should be easy. It was a 14-minute long video, I think. That blew up. I kept making RuneScape content. Then I was like, let me dip back into the space. So then I made one in Ice Poseidon, and I was like, okay, like I kind of enjoy making these kind of videos. They seem to be popular. I was like, yeah, that's kind of like how I got into where I am now.
Gotcha. And so now, I mean, you've abandoned the gameplay stuff. You're just solely a internet documentarian. I'm just curious. Is this actually your full-time occupation? Is this what you do for a living, or is it like a side thing?
Mike's gonna
You
tell you
get
the
a lot of
truth.
views, but it's hard to gauge like what kind of living you can make doing this. I'm just curious.
Yeah, this is like I guess my my full-time job. This is what yeah, this is like my only line of work for right now.
Gotcha. And so, when you get into a topic or a subject, is it just you that really is doing primarily the research, or do you have like people who you like pay to go out and do research and then you get that information? Like, what's your methodology? How do you attack a certain subject when it's selected to be in a documentary?
So people do have like researchers, people do have like writers, outliners. They have all these kind of people that work for them. Currently, I think it might be cool in the future to get one, but that's like really hard to like find one, right? Because the writing is the most important part, I feel, and if you get a fact wrong, that really diminishes the video and your credibility. But currently, it's just me doing the research. I have editors that like that's something I do have. I have editors like you're talking about the I guess PS1 like models that were
Right.
used in the video. That was all them. Like I give them like instructions like include this video, make this part more tense. But I leave a lot of the creativity
And
and
I bet he
those like,
pays them,
items up to them.
unlike you, DSP.
Cool. So you're doing most of the research. You're just handing that off to
I'm
editors.
doing it
who-
like yeah, I'm pretty much doing it all. Like they do like a little bit in the back end, just like add additional like footage and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty much me.
Cool. And so right now, like how are you going about selecting your topics for a documentary? Like for example, for me, you said you had wanted to do it for many, many years. You kind of held off. Is it based solely on your audience's interest? Do you have like interests? And
Well,
you
today's gonna be his
back? I'm just
first day
curious,
back
what would
from
be your
the
focus
interview,
on it?
dude,
Because
so we
some
have
of
to
your
wait and see if he
topics
picks up any
are like, okay, I
mannerisms.
get why he's doing this one now. It's hot. But then sometimes you'll do one that a person I like never heard of, and I'm just curious why you would select things at certain times.
So I do a community like I asked through the community poll section or whatever through like YouTube, right?
Right.
and people give me like a general idea of who they want to see, and then like if it's really split, I'll do a poll. If there's someone like people really really are vocal about, I'll be like, okay, well this is who people want, so let me just like go see what they're about and like cover them, I guess.
Gotcha. Now, in regards to the documentaries you've already done. All right, this is actually a question a lot of people want to be. I'm trying to bring up the community questions. I had them on my gaming PC, and now I've got you on there, so I can't see them. I'm trying to bring it up on my laptop. But one of the questions people wanted me
Dumbass.
to ask you was, out of all the documentaries that you've made, okay, you've done a lot now. Is there one particular documentary that you're like proud of that you think is overall so far the best? And then on the flip side of that, is there a documentary that maybe like not to say that you don't think you did a good job, but do you
Yes,
think
I
that,
am, and it's
man,
almost
just
over
didn't
from
turn
what I
out
understand,
well,
for at
or
least this season.
for whatever reason, and it could be the quality of the documentary, it could be drama that stirred up because of the documentary. So, like, what's your favorite documentary you've ever done, and what's your least favorite?
I think the favorite might be like the game dude, even though it's like a bit more slow and like I guess boring. I think like putting the puzzle like pieces of the mystery of like putting it into a timeline, right? Getting all these
Right.
different sources in there. I think that like that was really cool. Which the fun for me was in like the research and stuff, but I can see like how it might be like less interesting to someone like just like watching like a very slow build up to I guess a game reviewer that became like a homeless stalker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my least favorite it's probably like the mysterious Mr. Enter. I think I could approach that like I that's one that I can like definitely cut down. I just think it was like too long. I could have interspliced the interview throughout the video. It just feels like I could have approached it better, like way better, I guess.
hmm And that was one of your earlier ones, correct? One of the earlier docs. It wasn't recent, right?
No, I think it was like 2022 around.
Okay, yeah, so at least a couple years ago. So that makes sense. You're getting better over time for sure. Like this DSP one, I think when
It's
it
so
comes to the
incredible,
amount of,
guys.
how it was
So
paced
incredible.
and the visuals and the things you're doing in there, it's making it way more entertaining for sure. I think you're getting better over time at this. Now one that I know everyone wants me to ask you about. All right, the one that everyone is like the elephant in the room, the Low Tier God documentary. Okay, and what resulted from that for people who don't know, Joon did a documentary on Low Tier God many years ago, and it really rubbed Low Tier God the wrong way. He lashed out at Joon. He basically used the YouTube copyright system against him. He weaponized it, which is absolutely unacceptable and ridiculous.
Something you've done before, DSP.
So I'm just curious, what are your thoughts about that documentary? Would you have done it any differently today, knowing what you know now about that guy? And what was the repercussions of him doing that? Like I know you had to make like a panic video about it and everything.
I wouldn't say it's a panic video. It was a video that like really covers the past 3 or 4 years of like the harassment, or I think it was two. I can't remember the exact amount. But the video, I think I would have changed some things. I think there might have been like some personal stuff that like I wanted to get like an overall picture of who this guy kind of was. But I don't know. I don't know what I really would have changed. Um, I don't know. Like so, I believe you also asked me about like his reaction, right?
Yeah, right. I never would have thought someone would have done something like that. I've been hit with false copyright strikes and stuff.
Oh yeah, he
before,
just wants to bash
dumb as
LTG
people.
since LTG
And to see
keeps
someone
ignoring him.
weaponize the system like
Pisses
that
him off, which
that's
is
to me, like
hilarious.
the ultimate underhanded thing to do.
Yeah, I mean it is, but I think he's like a genuine like evil like psychopath. He has like this
Wow.
community of people who really promote him and such, and I think he's an evil person, but I think he is also entertaining. So like I guess he has that value on my end. I pretty much just like distance myself. Like I'll probably never do another video on him again unless he like doxes someone, because if I do another video, it's gonna be clear. Like my bias would be too tangible, I guess, right? Because there is that feud.
Well, right, and that's the thing with your documentaries. You are unbiased. You're coming in as an unbiased, person covering these people. And the fact that he lashed out maliciously with you, he abused the system, he doxed you, he did all this messed up stuff. How could you even cover him fairly in the future? I agree with you there. Like if you were to do one, it would have to be like a drama video as opposed to an actual like objective covering of what he was doing. So, I just, publicly, I've already said about this guy. I've been talking about him recently too in my content. This guy's unhinged. The stuff he does doesn't even make any logical sense. He doesn't even play the game right. Like if you're gonna be a drama guy,
He doesn't
on
even
YouTube,
play the
you
game
gotta
right,
go back and
guys.
forth, you gotta be
Not like
well,
me. I do
you
everything
that,
correct.
And I don't know. So anyway, that's just crazy to me that he did that to you. And that's something I would never even think of, because someone made a documentary about me. They hit them with false copyright strikes and then use that against them is like the most below the belt.
But
thing
you've
to
done
do.
that
And the
before.
thing is, I don't think he knew it wasn't gonna like permanently hurt you. So why he even did it doesn't even make sense to me, because it just makes him look worse. But feeding into what you just said, maybe his persona is he's a villain, and that's what he feeds off of. So maybe he thinks it helped him to do something like that. I can't fathom, but I guess certain people have different wiring in their mind.
Things
I
he's
can't
done that
think
I've
of a lot
done
of other
too
reasons why
before,
people have done
guys. It's totally different though.
It is what it like. People are like just born different, I guess. You know what I mean? It's just that's the way the world is, man.
that. Yeah, for
Right.
sure. All right. What I like to do, because I actually have the questions up now. I have my audience submit lots of questions for you regarding various different things. Some are specific about my documentary, others are more general. And I'd like to pull some of them up here and see. Oh, here we go. This is actually a really good one to start. So this person says, question for June. How much of an influence does your initial impression on a subject of a documentary have on how you approach researching them? In this case, with DSP, did you have initial impressions, and did that change the way that you went about making the documentary?
It's pretty much impossible to not have like initial impressions just by like what you find, right? And like what you read and like what you're exposed to and like all that. And they didn't really change, I think. People do go extra, and some people do believe everything that's being said about someone. But like I think anyone could see through what might be true and what might not be. And I think, yeah, no, overall it kind of really did stay consistent, I guess.
Excellent. Okay. Um, let's see. Here's one, and this is interesting because I don't think you've ever done this. But this question is, if during the creation of a documentary, you were given the opportunity to meet someone, for example, Phil, in an in-person interview, would you? This is assuming that Phil agreed to it, it wasn't cost prohibitive, etc. Do you believe that a first-hand account from Phil would have maybe contributed to the narrative? Now, in some extent, you did do this. You asked me a few questions directly on the documentary, but you've never actually done like an in-person interview. Would you ever think that would add something?
Why would he do that?
Yeah, like that adds a tremendous amount. So what that does is it takes someone out of like their comfort zone, right? You can't run away really from an in-person interview. I mean, you can walk away, but it gives more control to the person recording, right? Like there's more to examine, right? Like, and that kind of like goes back to the Mike Klum thing. Do you think you'll like restart that, right? Will you go ever
Do it, Mike
reach
Klum.
out to him again to like reinvigorate the project?
Yeah, a lot of people have asked me that question. And at the time that Mike Klum was interested in doing this documentary about me, he had just come off doing the Boogie documentary. And we all saw that, and we knew that that was a certain kind of vibe where it was like, look at this guy, his miserable life and all the things that he's going through.
Just
And
like
I
you.
made it very clear.
Fucking
I said,
miserable
when we do this
shit.
documentary, I don't want it to be that vibe. It has to be a completely different kind of a vibe because that's not me. Like, I'm not a woe is me guy. It's not a pity party documentary. And he was totally on board for that, 100%. But as we started to get into it, I just realized it was going to be such a tremendous amount of time and effort and work and investment on my behalf. Not only was I going to have to be, trying to maintain my work schedule as it is, but also taking all this time out to film, taking time away from spending with my wife and stuff. And at that point, I didn't really feel like it was going to benefit me enough, or even if it did, it was too much of a risk to invest that much. Now, like if I were to do a documentary now, I feel like it would be different because now you've done this doc on me. I've fessed up to the biggest stupid thing, the WWE champions, and now, even though obviously it would be addressed in a documentary like that, I almost feel like it would be freed up to do better stuff for different topics or different things. Like one of the things that Mike really wanted
It'd be
to
totally
do,
different if you
he
didn't
wanted to do a
cover me,
big, like,
guys.
DSP, where you just follow me around. You see how I work.
Yeah, he didn't
You
want his
follow me to the
parents
grocery
being
store,
talked
you see,
to.
grabbing stuff off the shelf.
100%. He was
Because
so
that's
worried
what
about
it
his parents
humanizes. He's
being
going to show you in a
asked
different light. No one
questions.
ever sees you. They just see you as this guy ranting at a camera or whatever. And it would be great to see that. Now I feel like that kind of content would be taken in a better context because people aren't just thinking in the back of their heads. So this is the guy who's lying to us constantly, right? You're right. Like I think that in-person interaction or seeing that personal side, have an in-person interview or behind the scenes would actually add to something. And maybe long term I would consider it. The thing that's really turning me off from doing anything with Mike right now is he's going to do something with EDP, or at least he was. It's weird because I don't think there's been an update on this documentary he's doing on EDP in a very long time. And I was like, I definitely don't want to be like the guy wedged between Boogie and EDP. If he did a documentary on someone else and it wasn't just such heavy negative topics, then I would probably consider it. But at this point in my life, like I'm kind of having a little bit of a comeback. People are seeing me in a different light now because I've had interactions with guys like
People love me now, guys. They love me.
Keemstar.
Don't you know, Baby Man Gaming? They love me now.
Between two really negative documentaries that this guy has put out, but maybe in the future, I think in the future it might be something to re-examine as a different kind of a idea. So, what do you think about that? Do you think I should do it?
I think it'd be cool. I think, well, the thing about these kind of videos, and especially like Mike Klum, I feel that he kind of lets the documentary, right, speak for itself. He lets people commenting on it, like that. That's like a real fancy documentary, right? And I think that these things, like, kind of like
That would totally help DSP out, so
you
I'll
don't know
never
what
do
the
it.
documentary is until you really have all the footage and can really sift through it to get like kind of like a theme. I don't think there is going to be like any, I guess, shoehorning of like any direction. It just speaks for itself. And if you feel like confident in your comeback and whatever, I think it could
Yeah,
be
he
a
wants
good
to.
idea
Well,
to really reach out to him.
sorry,
I don't
June.
know if he,
Yeah, DSP is trying to do all this because, guys, it's totally different now. People love me. Now I can have anyone on my show and make them apologize to me. Like, that's all he wants. He wants everyone to come on and apologize to him. That apology fetish of his is so fucking weird. It's so fucking weird that it's just, no matter who it is, they need to come on my show and apologize to me. Why? Because I said so. But why? Well, guys, I did that 4 years ago. You can't hold me responsible for something I did 4 years ago. This guy said something bad about me during the FGC era. You mean 15 years ago? Actually, it was 17 years ago, guys. 17 years ago, he said something bad about me. Okay. So that was 17, 18, 20 years ago. And you want them to apologize. Something they did 20 years ago. But how dare you expect me to apologize for something I did last month? That was last month, guys. That was in the past. Don't call it a comeback. Ack. Oh, JDX, please repost that with, please don't call it a back ack, and then I'll pin
Still
it,
up for
because
it,
that'd be
but it
great.
wouldn't hurt, right?
Sure. Okay, cool.
Don't call it a
few more
comeback.
questions from my viewers.
Ack.
We're still good on time, right? Because I apologize. The technical issues really screwed everything up. About how much?
That'd be
more time
great
do
if you
have,
had
Jay?
Panda on.
I mean, I have until like maybe like 3 more hours. I have a lot of time.
Wow.
Like,
Well, it won't
this
be
is my
that
work.
long.
Yeah, this is like my dedicated work time, so it's like this is work-ish. So I have a lot of time.
Cool. All right. I was thinking maybe like another 20 minutes. I want to get some of these questions from my viewers were quite good, and to get just pick your brain here a little, if that's okay with you.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Cool. All right, here's one. So I would like you to ask him how much he personally is interested in the personal drama or antics of the subjects once his videos drops. For example, does he keep tabs on people, or does he just kind of lose interest after one of these documentaries goes up? I mean, that's a good question because like, are you so tired of researching the person you don't really care anymore?
Yeah. I definitely maybe with a few like on Twitter, like you know what I mean. I really don't go out of my way to keep tabs or anyone because I really do lose like interest. I try to like be interested in the current like subject or whatever, and I just have like not really much of an inkling to like keep looking or at someone without like a reason or like for research for a video. So I lose interest pretty fast, I'd say.
I'm not surprised. I'm the same way. Like if I do a lot of work on a certain subject, if I play a lot of a certain game, I'll just get tired of it. I'm not gonna want to go right back to it again and again. Even if there's interest, like I tend to want to diversify what I'm doing. I get tired of subjects too. So okay. Now this question, I'm gonna warn you. This person may be spinning it in a certain way, and just so you know, I'm not saying I agree with what this person is saying, but I'm just gonna read it word for word. Okay. For
This is
Joon,
totally
why
a
were there parts
DSP
of the
question.
documentary where you would quite rightly introduce Phil's arguments with skepticism? For example, Phil claims, or this is supposedly because. But with third-party statements, you would sometimes speak in absolutes. For example, based on John and Howard's words, you would say, Phil was bold-faced lying. I'm curious why you didn't introduce their comments with skepticism also. Something like, well, if we were to take them at their word, this would mean Phil was bold-faced lying. I completely agree that you need to be skeptical.
This is so 100% a DSP question. There's no fan asking this. Shut the fuck up, DSP. Ball up and admit it. This is one of the reasons why people don't fucking like you. Well, I didn't say this. I heard it through the grapevine that this happened. But I don't know if I believe them or not. Guys, someone said that Joon the King it was responsible for running this child sex ring, but I don't know if I believe it. Guys, don't be going on the internet saying that. I just heard it through the grapevine. No, you're making shit up, DSP, or you're making up your own questions. Shut the fuck up.
With hearsay, but you should be skeptical with everyone's hearsay, not just Phil's, in my opinion.
Well, I mean that like lends more to credibility, and that you have such a
No
lengthy history
credibility.
of lying, right? It's hard to really pin that
I
down.
agree.
and
Listen,
not-
and I'm not
yeah,
taking
so-
offense. I agree with you, man. I do.
Yeah,
You
no, I
lie a
understand your
lot.
question.
Yes,
so
we
that's
know.
why I would present you as such a way because I mean, through their words, they're more credible people, and I have no reason to really distrust what they're saying as opposed to you, right? I believe I read how was it on? I saw your entire reaction, and you also admitted that you did not contact the other part of Project 7, right? So it was a lie. I did find that, and it was in fact a lie.
It is a lie.
Yeah, I think we were talking about respect the pact and the
Yeah.
two guys.
Because the whole thing, to give context, it was they're like, hey, reach out to them for like and offer them money, and then you told them, okay, I'll reach out to them, and then they said no, and then you came back like they said no, which was a lie, and then Rambo, right, I believe, contacted them. It's like, hey, so why'd you deny the money? It's like, well, money. Phil never told us, so it was also like it was just a lie, I guess.
It was. You're right. It was basically a situation where
You
I was
lied.
told something up front, and I had absolutely no idea that those guys would have wanted money. And if they actually did want the money, I would have given it to them. But we didn't have the conversation, and that's my fault, 100%. I should have reached out to them. I should have extended the, however you say, the olive branch or whatever. Said, listen, you guys say you don't want to do it, but is it the money? And I didn't do that. That for me, I took them at their original word. And then later on, when John asked me, hey, did you offer them money? And I said, well, they don't want money. That was based on previous discussion months and months prior. That was not based on any current information. So you're right. You caught me out on stuff like this in the documentary, and rightfully so. That's the kind of stuff that I need to get better at. And I've said this publicly now. Moving forward, if I ever do anything like Project 7 or anything like that ever again,
You'll never do
even if it's
anything
with
like that
close
again.
Personal friends, I'm working.
No one's gonna work
contact
with you,
up front.
DSP.
That way, there's no
Oh, he's
misconception
totally
of
interviewing
who
himself,
wants
Kevin
what out of it.
Ramsey.
We
That's
all
why he
get what we
speaks
want
more
out of it.
than.
And that way, no one comes out at the end as
God,
being,
June was so fucking bored.
feeling like they were misused or mistreated or not offered a fair shake. So,
He was
okay,
like, "What the
fair
fuck
enough.
are you
I think that was a
saying?"
good answer. Here's a question. Apparently, well, I know for a fact there were two thumbnails for my documentary, okay? And one thumbnail showed a whole bunch of people, like this big cast of characters who I had involved with over the years. The other thumbnail was like a whole bunch of my like face shots and different various versions of me, including one where I was like bald. And so this person is asking, why did
DSP
you
is so
change the
upset about
thumbnail to the
that.
documentary, and why is there a bald DSP on one of them?
So why they change it? I found the first one to be too noisy, right? It's too many people, and I thought like it would get like less traction to it. If people really like want it that bad, I could just like bring it back. You know, you can change a thumbnail actively. The,
Right.
the second one, you bald, that was like, so I have a thumbnail guy, and he just included that. I found it like kind of funny, so I was like, let's do it. You know, why not? Why not a bald DSP?
Yeah, and it could be spun different. I heard people with conspiracies. Oh, that's because he's a big baby. Look at him, he's crying, or or he's a villain. He's Lex Luthor or something. He's always a liar. Whatever.
Oh no, people, they'll always look more into like they like to have fun with it. So it's
As a
it's what it
spinoff,
is.
as a spinoff of this question, and this is me asking, not the person. Have you tried the new YouTube thumbnail test system where you can put up multiple thumbnails and then YouTube will swap between them randomly and then it tells you which is the better one? Because I think that might actually help for your documentaries to maybe catch more attention to figure out of a series of thumbnails what would work better.
I did. So for the rich one, there were three different ones, and
Oh,
the difference was like half a percent. It really wasn't
It didn't really matter.
significant. I think like a lot of
What
the
mattered
comments
was the
it
creator
was
and
just
the
the name
person he was
attached to what's being
covering.
covered too. So it's like if I see like red letter media on a video and it's like, oh, I know who this is. I'll click on that video, that kind of thing, right?
right. I too have tried it, and it was exactly the same as yours, like almost no difference between the thumbnails. So I'm wondering, like you said, if it really is just the title as opposed to the thumbnail. Okay, here's another one. For June. So a lot of Phil's early rough play style was due to him drinking, and it's pretty funny. He had some falling outs with his friends publicly. He begged for money. He blamed everything but himself. He's tried to correct those things. Tons of YouTubers and
There's
streamers
another
spend their money
DSP
on
question.
supercars, drugs, gambling, on levels that would put Phil to shame. The big lesson for Phil to work on is honesty, his money management, and regaining some level of privacy, and trying not to forget those lessons over time. Do you think that Phil deserves the amount of A-logging that he still gets? And do you think that he still deserves to be on the lol cow list? Or do
Yes.
detractors become worse
100%.
than Phil at this point?
So this is all just like I guess my opinion. I've never been a fan of like I guess the A logging. Like really going out of your way to do something like crazy or whatever. But that's I guess it does bring up some entertainment. I don't know, right? I wouldn't do it. I'm not a fan of it. But the lolcow list, I think, yeah, like I guess what makes a lolcow is the consistency and the failure. And I can see like
And you
that
do
you
nothing
are
but
still
fail
there. I
DSP.
think also you're always somehow gonna like be on the platform one way or another, but you are, I think, cemented there on the list.
I agree with you.
See,
'Cause
yeah,
the thing
June is just
I
like
think people
checking
hear the word
out. Like he
lol
doesn't
cow,
want to fucking
and
be
is it
here
a
at this
is it
point.
a
It's
negative
so fucking boring
association?
to
Of
him.
course it is, right? But sadly, it's not like something you can control. I mean, I wish I wasn't one, but there's always going to be these people stalking me. There's always going to be these people calling me out and bringing me up to try to elicit a reaction. And that's the very definition of a lol cow, right? Is someone who you do something to them, it gets that reaction, and then you laugh at it. So even though I feel like perhaps there's a turnaround now to some extent, I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of that stigma personally. I don't.
Nor
How on
should you.
earth would this crazy community of people who've been after me, right, for so long, just forget about me overnight? That's not going to happen. So to some extent, I don't think I'm ever going to shake that.
Yeah, I mean, like you just have such a history, right?
Right.
To shake that would be like to shake all that, and like people. I just thought I don't know how you do it. Frankly, if you became
Yeah,
a
June
different
is
person
bored out of
overnight,
his
it just
skull and he's tired of DSP
even then,
lying.
like I don't know.
And now
I
he's
don't
lying
know.
to his
It's
face.
just
Like,
kinda
oh, these are
frustrating.
totally random
Yeah.
questions, not by
It's
me,
tough. When
guys.
people
I
tell
didn't,
me,
I didn't ask these
well, ask me,
questions.
how do you keep doing it after 16 years? When every day you're going to go on the internet and someone's going to be up in your ass about stuff. And it's like, listen, you know what it is, honestly, June? I just get immune to it. I've been through it so long. It's kind of like you get desensitized. Like I know people are going to talk shit about me every day, no matter what I do. So why do I even care anymore, right? And I used to react completely differently. As you saw in the own documentary, I would get so angry about what everyone said and rage against it, and that just fueled more of it. Today, it's just like it's just another day. My detractors, I'll lean into them now. I'll expose them on my stream. I'll have a good laugh about it instead of getting so butthurt about it.
He's totally
Yeah, like
exposing
I
them,
guess
guys.
desensitization, I guess is what you call it, right? It's like
Yeah,
you're exposed to it so much, it's like whatever kind of deal.
exactly. Here's an interesting one. So, I mean, you've done now a lot of documentaries.
June did
Based
get a
on
better
your stuff
interview
you've
after
seen,
this
what
with
is your
Agent
opinion
Proper.
on what would be considered like a success and a failure in the online space?
A success, as in like a creator, or like what do you mean?
That's a good question. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess what I would say is you've covered so many people. Do you feel like some of these people are successes? Do you feel like they're all failures because of the things that you've covered in the docs? You know what I mean? Like, what's your criteria of judging if someone's, I guess, winning at life or if they're failing?
Oh, well, I mean, like that just goes into like your own personal beliefs and my personal beliefs, and I think that is like a bit of control. So, if like just going off my personal stuff, I think Jake Paul is an example of a success, right? I think he does what
Jake
he wants. He has a lot of
Paul.
money. I'm sure like he's close to his family. People may not like him, but I don't think it bothers him
Pure
too much
luck
because
and
then
pure
again, he is in
no ability
control.
to
He
do
is like
anything
free,
else.
right? I think like the reverse would be someone who is stuck, right?
Like
Who
DSP.
cannot really do much outside of like content creations. I don't know.
Like
There's
DSP.
definitely a lot, Phil. There's definitely a lot.
Do you think I'm stuck?
Yes.
I think you like it there. You like being stuck. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I love what I do. I absolutely love this. Is the best job I ever had. Even with all the shit that I go through every day, dude, this is the best job I've ever had. I'm my own boss. I make my own schedule. You know, I love video games. I love hanging out with people. So even though you could say I'm stuck in a good place. It's not like I'm stuck and I hate what I do and I'm miserable
But you
doing
do
it.
hate what you
Like I've been
do.
telling people, and a lot of people don't believe me. My life today is so much better than it used to be. Like I have a
I
loving
got
wife,
so much
a
fucking
great
money, guys.
family, and personal life behind the scenes. I love my job. So why wouldn't I not let this shit get to me. I'm not. I have so many things to be positive and happy about. I'm not gonna let all that toxic shit get to me. But I think what happens is a lot of people look at other creators and say that guy looks like he's stuck, like he's miserable. He doesn't want to turn on that camera today, but he knows this is the only way he can make a buck. So
It is the
they
only
see
way you
that
can make
and
a
they do
buck.
those levels of comparison. And I guess with the people you've covered, some people would argue some of those people are stuck and they're miserable, and others aren't. And I think that's what this person was kind of getting at. Like, do you think that anyone like you said, that's a great example. Jake Paul, he can do whatever he wants, right? He's filthy rich. He's immune to anything. You could say the guy's the biggest scumbag on the planet. Do you think he cares? He just rolls over another $1 million in bed. So it's not a big deal. But these other people
Good for
who get
him.
endlessly stuck in this cycle of I got to go on camera today. I got to make another buck. I think people can look at that and be like, well, that's a failure. I think I'm somewhere in the middle, honestly. I don't think I'm a success, but I do think I see myself as someone. At least I'm happy with what I do. I'm happy with being stuck.
yeah, I mean, like to that, like that's all personal, right? Like that's all interpersonal belief. But one of the other things is like you said, you're like desensitized to it. So like, how can you really like reflect to a more normal life where you can go out and not have the fear of someone recording you, or like have friends that don't know about your history? There's a lot of things that like I guess you're more
It's never gonna fucking
like you said, like
happen.
desensitized to, right? Like I think you don't know like or weren't at least recently exposed to those like facets of life, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, dude, I sat here making content on my stream, not interacting with anyone outside of my personal family, my wife and everything. Literally, the stream that was it. And now that I've had opportunity to reach out, I've been on Kino Casino a couple times. Those guys have been awesome to me. We did it.
They made me lots of money,
release
guys.
the
So much
Music USA
fucking
documentary
money.
together. I
You have no
got
idea how much
Keemstar on
fucking
the
money they
show.
made
I
me.
got you on the show. We got all this stuff going on. It's a breath of fresh air. It feels like now things are more possible, and that's a great thing. Being stuck, but now I'm doing better things. I'm being more social. That's what it's all about. And people didn't want to touch me with a 10-foot pole for the longest time. But now that's starting to turn. And I'm appreciative. I'm so appreciative you came on today, man, because, I get it. It's the drama sphere, dude. And a lot of people, oh, Phil, I don't want to talk about that guy. I don't want to have any association with him. But it seems like now it is turning for the better. And that's a great thing.
Oh no, yeah, no, for sure it is. But like to that too, it's I there's definitely a difference between like online interaction with creators and like meeting them in person without like I guess viewers and such, right?
Right.
And to me, I like I know that's something you don't have too much, and I think you would appreciate it more if like you got like friends outside of like the darks, like people who know you not as Dark Side Phil, but as like Phil Burnell, right? Like Phil, I think, right? I think that is such an enrichment. You know what I mean? Like that just helps you as a person too, right?
You're right. Like one of the things you covered in the documentary was my Street Fighter days. And as you know, online, I was the most braggadocious, big mouth, ethos.
Braggadocious? What the
But
fucking word is that?
offline, everyone was cool with me who met me because I wasn't like that. I was like a normal dude. I was cool. I was chill. Everyone wanted to hang out with me because
Everyone who met me offline, like when Java threatened to beat your ass in person and you cried like a little bitch. Right, DSP. That sounds exactly like what happened. Oh, wait, so you straight up told us that no, that's not what happened. You called on the ball, cried like a bitch, and begged him not to beat your ass. The fuck are you going on about, DSP?
they knew it was like a chill
Well, also, Respect the Pack, they met you offline, and yet Respect the Pack wants to beat your ass and they hate you.
time. And you're right. Having those in-person relationships, friendships, interactions is very meaningful, especially when it's outside of the public eye, outside of the online space, to have an existence outside of this online persona. That's why in the last few years, since I met my wife, we're married, our private life is private. Like I barely tell
Womp
anyone about
womp.
the stuff that we do because it's no one's business. I like having that private side. It definitely adds to your overall enjoyment of life, I would say, and your sanity too, to have something that's not public and everyone's always talking about.
Yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, like you just want to be a person. You know what I mean? Like, and
But
I get
he's
that
not a
aspect.
person, he's a lol cow.
Okay, a couple more questions, and then we'll probably wrap it up. Now I think the reason this person asked this question, this is the direct follow up to a question that I asked Craig last week during my interview with him. I asked Craig, when you were preparing for your interview with me, who did you talk to? Did you only talk to my detractors, or did you also talk to positive fans and positive people?
He had your fans on there, and they called you a piece of shit, and how mad they are now about everything. How much they hate you. Your own fans don't even like you.
Person is asking to you, when you were researching DSP, did you interview an equal number of both critics and fans? Like, what was your methodology there?
My methodology was to, like, I guess how I'm approaching these videos currently is there's a lot of people that like dislike you, and I feel like some of them are kind of like crazy. They're insane, and a lot of them have like
Yeah,
genuine, like the other like section do have like genuine reasons to dislike you because you directly slighted them one way or another. And the insane ones, they're not. They're very few. They don't exist in large numbers, but they're very loud. And the people who have like they get mixed in, right? So the people who have like general like criticisms of like you directly,
and of course,
doing
his
something not
favorite,
favorable to them.
the
I try to
one, the
reach
only
out to
OIC.
those people so they can be like reached to a general audience like better. Like if I'm reviewing someone who just like hates you and like wants to kill you, I don't think that's gonna reach a general audience. But if I reach out to someone that like let's say the PC thing, I think that's a bit more tangible and such. But as for the question, I reached out to as many fans as I could. I felt like a lot of them were like afraid and want to be anonymous because they do
Right.
get some harassment and such. But I think it was like for quote unquote detractors and people like any monarch you want to call them, and about 3 or 2 fans that
Only 2 or 3 fans, huh? But multiple detractors. I was one of them. I'm the one who sent them all the bankruptcy forms, because I had those saved up and ready to go.
spoke to, like through interviews
Fucking crazy.
in the video.
Right. Yeah, I mean, my fans have been through the ringer just like me. Just because they like me or because they toss me some support on a stream, they've been harassed, they've been doxxed, they've had phone calls to their work, to their schools, to their family. It's pretty ridiculous the extent that these detractors have gone to try to ruin me. And the funny part is, how does that ruin me? Like, I don't even know that that's going on unless they come to me after the fact. So I'm not shocked to hear that my fans were actually legitimately afraid of speaking up. Like, they don't want to put themselves into the line of fire and the eye of these people in any capacity. And same thing that I said to Craig last week. Like, of course, Craig, no one stepped up to say that they wanted to talk about me positively because, they don't want to be attacked. It's always going to be the negative and toxic person who wants to speak out first. Like, that's the nature of the game, drama, right? And you have to understand that. At least in this case, and I've said this publicly, I feel like because you spoke to me on certain issues, not to say that you believed all my answers, right? Because some of them I was outright lying to you about the WWE Champions thing and shit.
Still are.
But
Lying sack of shit.
you did make an effort to talk to fans who were willing. And I think that puts that documentary in a much different light as opposed to someone who literally just talked to the track.
So yeah, Joon is not falling for any of this shit, which is great.
I think that's respectable. I do. So
I appreciate it, Phil, but I don't think it really. I mean, it makes it more interesting, but I feel like I've watched a lot of different videos to make this video, right? To make sure I cover like everything people want to be covered, and I find that they're pretty much the same. They're covering the same themes, even though I went like out of my way to really get fans. It doesn't really change the overall theming or your image, really, if that makes sense.
oh yeah, dude, you said to me, I remember the final words you said to me about this thing before you were going to put it in for editing. You said, I just want to let you know this is going to be like unequivocally negative. It's going to be like bad when this thing comes out. It's not going to be a positive documentary. I don't know why people thought I thought it would be. Like, that's crazy. It's a covering my history of lying and toxicity and all the things I've done.
And
Why
being
on
a
earth
worthless
some
piece of
people thought,
shit,
like,
we
you were gonna,
know.
like, as they say, glaze me. I have no idea. Like, that was never the intention. You were trying to do the most comprehensive documentary.
I mean, yeah, like but that's just how it is. I think in your space, like throughout the lies, people get like a bit like unsure about like anything in here. They tend to come up with like conspiracies, and when those get like proven like true over time, it's hard to like build trust, even with those around like just speaking to you, right? So I can like kind of see why it's there because it's definitely not as strong in some of the other communities I guess I've looked at. But like your community compared to others is definitely like a lot less harassive compared to like let's say Wings too.
Yeah,
Wings.
I've heard that he's basically got like the worst. Anyone. That's sad because watching the documentaries you made on
So
him,
sad,
honestly,
guy. So
has he made mistakes?
sad.
Yes. Does he keep making the same mistakes? Yeah. I still don't think
We don't
he's
need
on the
wrong.
same
He
level
just said it, man.
Oh, and the crazy stuff that they do. Yeah, he's one of the people like of all the whole Lalcow thing. I legit feel that Wings is like a good guy that just keeps kind of stumbling. And
Wings is not a good guy. What the fuck are you talking about? Wings is not a good guy. The fuck, DSP? And Wings' trolls
one
are
day I
way
really hope
worse
he lands firm.
than
and he
DSP's
stands
ever
for
dealt
himself
with.
and
If
not
you've ever
make
to
the
deal
same
with those
mistakes, because I actually
trolls,
feel like
he
genuinely
fucking
he deserves
unalive
like
himself.
success and a life away from the levels of harassment.
Is
that he's
Dale
gotten.
Sparrow, I
It's
think.
unfortunate that somehow he got the hyper focus of the worst of the worst.
Something like that.
I mean, yeah, he could be funny and whatever, and also like a jerk at times. But I think like his biggest what is it, hurdle is he is probably like the least intelligent, so he doesn't really know what he's doing until like later. So it's like, oh, and then he defends it because he doesn't know how to like, I guess, speak. You know what I mean? So yeah, like in some ways, I'm like, damn, dude, this guy has a heart.
Yeah,
But yeah,
like
Dale Wilson.
that's a good
Alright.
point you just made. I don't think anything he's ever done was like outright
Daniel Simmons. Holla holla for the membership. Have to add you to the list. Added to the list. Holla holla. Thank you for the membership, dude. Hopefully enjoying the content.
malicious, right? Like he's not a malicious guy. He's not trying to do me harmful things. He just does things. Oops, and he didn't realize what he did, and now you're like you said, he has to try to save
3-time
face
felon.
after
Holy
the fact.
fuck.
So, and
How
that's
do you
a
fuck
lot
up your life
different
that
from people who
badly?
outright are doing something wrong over and over, and they know they're doing it. They know it's malicious and wrong, and they keep doing that same action. So, I think that's a good observation.
well, I mean, Wings has been malicious in the past. There's definitely been moments where he's gone like overboard and such. I believe there's a call where he was like doxing, like he expressed to Keemstar that he had Keemstar's docs and was threatening him. Like he has had those moments too. Like you know what I mean? Like there are times where Wings goes a bit, he goes crazy, I guess.
All right, I just got a couple more questions, and then we'll probably wrap up here. Here's what: how is June able to stay so impartial towards the people that he makes documentaries on when it seems like some of them do pretty awful things, and then he has to go through all of
Like
their history?
DSP?
I guess impartial, like so the thing with like bias and partiality, whatever. I don't know if I really am. I think people perceive that. I guess I said in the past, but the more I've been doing this, the more I realize my own biases. I guess I try to be fair, and the thing is with this, when my presentation style is, I think if you present someone in the most fair light, right, and then the best way you kind of like can, you know, like getting all the counter arguments really there, well, as much as you can, right. That can be the strongest piece for or against them whenever you try to just find the truth, right? Because let's say like in your situation, right? If I was a different person, I could literally just make up lies about you. Because people would be more so willing to believe it,
Right,
and you could be like, "No, they're lies, blah blah." And I could just retort with like, "Well, he has no credibility. This and that."
right.
But I really do try. I really try to get like the most honest and fair thing too, right? Because that kind of like I guess snips those criticisms of like, "Oh, well, these are lies." Well, like, no,
They are
I've
lies.
researched this. I've done the legwork. This is the best I could find, and this is the best way to, I guess, present someone.
Gotcha. Okay. Um. Okay. One more question from the viewers, and then I have like a final question for you. This one, I don't know if you've ever actually answered this one before. Um, how did you get the name June? Like, where did that come from? Is that your real name? Is that a nickname that someone gave you over the years? Is that your online persona that you adopted? Right?
Yeah, so Joon was just like an alias I've used for a very long time. And whenever I
Just
was
like
making the
Dark
channel, I didn't really
Side.
expect to make it big kind of deal. So YouTube wanted your real name whenever like you make a channel, and I was like, I'm no, there's no way I'm doing that, right? Like that's ridiculous.
Right.
So I put first name June, last name the King. It could have been like literally anything,
Things
right?
LTG will
It's
do
just
for
it would
love,
have been June,
right?
but I wanted like a second segment. So I just put like that for like I don't know. There's really like no reason. It could have been like truly anything.
Could have been. It's kind of like back in the day. I needed a login for AOL, and I couldn't get any combination of my name, so I just said Whoa Moses, right? And then okay, well then now everyone says, "Oh, Phil, you had Whoa Moses." Like it was nothing. It was stupid. You know, it was just a placeholder. And then next thing you know, everyone knew you by it, and that's why I ended up changing it later on when I was part of bigger into the Street Fighter community. Okay. Well, first of all, June, I really want to thank you. This has been a great, hour conversation. I respect your time. I do have one final question, and I'm curious on your take
How
on
much
it.
money are you
All
gonna
right.
give me?
You have now covered a bunch of different people on the internet. You've seen the
Give me
toxic
money.
communities that form around certain people, like you said, like Wings and myself. Do you think there is potential someday? And I'm not saying you, but do you think there's potential someday that someone could flip this and actually do a documentary on the worst detractors and their communities? And would that have potential to be something that could blow up?
No. What's he gonna do? Oh, hey, this detractor works for a living. This detractor works for a living. You know what this detractor does? They're retired after working for a living. Oh, guys, I found another detractor. You know what they do? They worked for a living. Like DSP, I get it. You just want, oh, well, this detractor did something bad. Ha, see, it's okay that I do all this bad stuff because this detractor did something worse. What about the other 100 detractors out there? The other 100 detractors out there that keep shitting on you, anyways. And they're just normal people who have way too much free time on their hands, like me.
That would be hard. That because with like the people I covered, it's like a singular person and there's a clear timeline and it's a lot more consumable, right? Detractors are a broad field. So like, are we talking about like viewers? You know, what I mean, like, are we talking about like just people who type in the chats? Because like, I don't think anyone cares about those people. But if you're
Right.
talking about like the more like intense ones that like really go crazy,
Yeah, I would say that
I don't know.
we're talking about people on kiwi farms who are doxing people. We're talking about the people who are making a
Nigel,
living
you
with these
good?
detractor channels. Just a couple off the top of my head. Duty streams, or
Duty.
Memology 101, who literally take my videos every day and make toxic content out of it.
Yes, because you do something toxic every single fucking day. If you do something toxic every single fucking day, yeah, he's gonna have videos to make about you because you do it every single fucking day. Idiot.
Because some people say to me, these people, when you analyze them, in reality, are bigger lolcows than the people that they fixate on and make money on by making these videos. And I don't really know because I don't spend time micro analyzing these people, but I just find it fascinating that people in a lot of ways might say that people who are focusing on the lolcows and
Ooh, I
making
want
this content
fries
about
now.
them, in some
I got,
cases,
ooh, I
may
got fries
actually
in the
be
freezer I
the
can
bigger
make.
lolcows. And is there potential there in the future to maybe analyze that?
I think there is some, but the draw of the average person is they want to be entertained. They want a clear cut story about like, especially like an internet figure or someone of like more prominence or like who really blew up, and like you would be focusing on such a like marginalized of the marginalized, right?
Yeah.
Such a unique kind of person that doesn't really represent anyone, and then like
Womp womp.
these more like intense people also kind of like bounce around. So it would be like really difficult, and I just I don't really currently see that. I guess there is just also the level of intensity would be like more comfortable than
He's
I
a
think
piece of shit. No
like
one cares about him.
how to
Yeah,
say
we
this.
know. He doesn't, but
People
we know.
online, right? Let's say you, Wings, Boogie, right? You guys are funny and entertaining in your own way, right? But someone online who does like really crazy stuff might not be as consumable to the average person. It might be more so too disturbing, and maybe the average person doesn't want to see that, which also affects the market. So currently, I don't really see that, if you know what I mean.
No, I get you. I thought about it, and I'm like, that it would be such an endeavor, like as arduous as it must have been to get enough for a 4 hour documentary about me. Like it would be like really like
And it
grasping
could
at
have been
straws to
8.
try
It
to
could
get
have
enough
easily been
information,
8.
first of all, about these people, and then to formulate. Like I would think the only way it could even be done, like you couldn't even do a video on one. Maybe it would have to be like a documentary of like, here's the cornucopia of the worst detractors of this person, and
DSP, here's the thing. They're good detractors. Why don't you do a video about them? Why don't you make a video going after your detractors? Oh, guys, I don't have the time for that. Guys, when am I going to find the time for that? I definitely don't have the time for that, guys. So you got to do it for me. Me. Piece of shit.
what they've done. It would have to be like this super video to put it all together to try to retain interest. Because you're right. I think on the surface level, these people aren't that interesting. They're just kind of pathetic. A lot of them, the way that they act. It's a difference
They're
between you making fun
pathetic,
of someone in
guys.
the
They make
chat
fun of
and
me. How
laugh,
pathetic
or
is that?
you're literally trying to ruin someone's life. And by the way,
Good.
you're getting money on that because you're monetizing the video at the same time.
Yes,
But yeah,
fuck you.
I agree with you there that I don't think that there would be enough at this point unless there was like really intense research done and maybe like a super video. So.
Well,
And if he did it, let's say he did this, and he covered Memology 101, this Honduran man takes care of his fucking family. When his family needs something, he gets it. You know why? Because he's not a worthless piece of shit, unlike DSP. When his wife needs something, he gets it for him. When his kids need something, he fucking gets it for them. When someone needs anything in his family, they get it. He doesn't have to cry and bitch. Like, it's amazing what he can do. So please, cover Memology 101. Cover how Memology 101 has helped build shit in his community. Like, Memology 101 has had, like, buildings and churches and all this shit built. I don't know about you, but he's had building shit built and repaired. Like, he's done work in his community. Like, he's done shit. Unlike DSP.
I don't know. It's just there's so many aspects to it, but I don't really know of any like intense ones that really like monetize their videos, or really like that's the thing. If you're going to like, be doing like,
he'd
let's
love it.
say sending the police at your residence, right? You're not going to be online or easily accessible or really have much of a history. But that being said, I don't really see these people, I guess, making these videos. I guess, right? They yeah. It just seems like a different field.
Right. All right, so let's end it with this. What's next for you? What are you working on right now? Like, what are your next couple of projects coming out? And is there anything interesting in the pipeline that maybe you want to let people know about?
I have
EDP.
3 videos actually. Lily Orchard, Dr. Disrespect, and Mr. Medicare. Those are my next 3 currently.
Wow.
Poor
Yeah,
Medicare.
so
Womp womp.
which one of those are you familiar with?
I know absolutely nothing about Lily Orchard. I think pretty much everyone knows Dr. Disrespect and what's going on with him right now. And Mr. Medicare, I'm just now learning about. As I'm in this kind of new arc of my existence on the internet, finding out about people who talked about me and wanted to have interaction with me, I'm just starting to learn about who he is in this online space.
Well, there you go. Like, I guess I'll hope to fill you in more on Lily Orchard. But man, like, oh man, she is possibly the worst person I've done a video on. I guess if I can say
Wow.
that, like, it's really
Really?
bad, Phil. It's so bad. It's horrible. Like, oh my god.
That's
Yeah.
saying something.
Yeesh. And do you have like an estimated time frame of when to expect your next few videos?
I'm hoping to release the Doctor Disrespect one in October, as well as Lily Orchard. The Mr. Medicare one, I'm not sure because he has such a lengthy history, and I really don't know. Like, I'm trying to like gauge what to cover in that video. I do want to avoid like the political stuff, as to not like that will be addressed too, but it will be more so like not really analyzed. I want to really more present like his history online, and like I guess people call him with the like a troll with the golden heart. I guess like, he definitely has a lot of fans, and I could see that.
Yeah. I only knew him as someone who had spoken ill of me over the years. But now that I get
I
more
wanted to
information about him, I found out he was just as
DSP. You only want Medicare to come on your show so he can apologize to you. You straight up said he needs to come on my show and apologize to me before it's too late. Like, holy fuck, DSP. When you said that, it is still blowing my mind that you literally went on Twitter and said, he needs to apologize to me before it's too late, guys. Like, the dude is dying from cancer and you want him to come on your podcast and apologize to you because he made fun of you over the years. Fuck you. I want him to agree to it and to be very, 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 very first words out of his mouth. Fuck you, pound sand, out.
critical
That'd be
of my
hilarious.
detractors, like the SOK and groups like that. He was really reaming them over the years and exposing them for how bad they really were. And then you kind of see someone in a different light. Like maybe I had a misconception of who this guy was. Maybe I would want to have a conversation with him, man to man about stuff because, it's
There'd
time.
be only
right?
one man
So
in that
that'd be
conversation,
fascinating.
though, and
I think
it's
that's
not
gonna be
you.
out of the ones you just mentioned. Like personally for me, I know nothing about Lily Orchard. That would be fascinating. Dr. Disrespect, I feel like everyone is talking about right now, and it's kind of still happening. You know what I mean? Like he just the other day came back and all of that. But the Mr. Medicare thing, yeah, I think that might be the one, man. Like that could be a really interesting one for everybody involved. So good look with that one. I'm looking forward to it.
I say you may not want to live in DSP's head because
All right,
then the
June,
state,
I just want to say
the
thank
state
you so
of
much for your
Washington
time.
might
I
want you
think
to
this
pay
is a great
business
interview,
taxes.
and I appreciate your honesty about everything because that's the best policy, as I'm learning slowly, right? And any last words or anything for
42-year-old man, I am slowly learning that honesty is a good policy. 42-year-old man, I am slowly learning to tell the truth, guys. It's amazing. I'm slowly learning how to tell the truth. Isn't that amazing? That I'm very, very slowly learning how to tell the truth. What the fuck? Do you not hear the words coming out of your mouth, DSP?
for the audience?
Oh no, I mean just like it was great being on, having conversation, did so much research, and it's just cool, like I guess talking to you. So yeah, pretty much it.
All right, June, thank you so much for your time, and you have good luck in the future with your work.
Yeah, man, I'll catch you later.
Bye bye. All right, guys, pretty good. Technical issues out the butt to make that happen, and I apologize for those technical issues. They were not intended whatsoever. But I think that went pretty well. Did it not? I liked it. I don't think. See, a lot of people were like, "Oh, we didn't get to the meat of this." And that. We'll talk about that. All right, but that's the interview. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry for the crazy technical issues. I just had a lot of technical issues. It really sucked, and we'll talk about that in a second. I'm going to end the interview portion of this video. I'm going to come back and we're going to do a decompress about what just happened in the conversation and go from there. And I'm going to do shout outs and everything. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the June the King interview. Okay. All right. Let me get set up now, everyone. So to make this clear what happened, Discord no longer works on my PC. I have no clue what happened. It does not work on my Windows 8.1 PC. If I click on anything,
Because you're still on Windows fucking 8, what do you expect? Guys, I'm on Windows 8. How come something that's been out for, I don't know, what, over 10 years now? How come that doesn't work anymore, guys? I don't get it. It's only been out for over a decade, and it's so out of date. There's been multiple Windows updates. I don't get it. Why doesn't it work anymore? Because you're an idiot.
it crashes. I can't click on a text. I can't do anything with it. And that's very bad because I was getting stuff through Discord. Like I was getting, pictures. I don't know what's going on. I think it's completely screwed up. And I uninstalled and reinstalled it. Okay. Didn't work. I tried using the browser version and that doesn't work. So I am really at a loss as to what just happened because I've been using it for a month and a half and didn't have these issues. What has changed? I don't know because I didn't even update. There's no Windows update on that computer. There was no update to Discord on that computer. I'm at a loss at how it just crapped out and crashed like that. No, I'm not IP banned because it works on my phone. I literally just use Discord on my gaming PC. That's how we had the interview. So I have no idea.
I thought it was a gaming PC. How did you do it on
I
a
don't know. And
gaming
this sucks
PC?
because obviously, there's going to be opportunities for future interviews. Kino Casino is going to be coming back, and I know that they're going to want to have me probably doing stuff with them again. I don't know what the hell happened. I'm going to have to now try to figure this out. And that was like, if it was going to happen, it was going to happen on Friday the 13th, right? I mean, that you couldn't have had worse or better timing for that to happen. When else would it go wrong? Of course, it has to go wrong on Friday the 13th. So if anything, I could still do Discord via my gaming PC. The problem is no webcam for the person on the other end. Maybe what I'd have to do is unplug the webcam from this PC and plug it into there and capture it that way. That could probably work. And honestly, that's better than me wearing.
I think he's slowly trying to turn that gaming PC into a streaming PC as well. That's really what it feels like he's trying to do. Like, he knows that his regular PC is on its last legs. Obviously, it's over a decade old. Still running... How are you still running Windows 8.1 on there, DSP? What the fuck? It's just crazy that he's still on that. DSP, are you really gonna... Well, guys, I had to make my gaming PC my streaming PC, so I can't use it for gaming anymore. So I need you to buy me another gaming PC, guys. You assholes better buy me another gaming PC.
And the stupid headphones, because the headphones bother me anyway. Maybe that's what I'll have to do. I'll just have to migrate the webcam back and forth between the two PCs for now. Okay, so anyway, people want to do the decompression. I'm with you. Like, that was a good interview, man. Like, to me, he answered some stuff in ways that I did not think he would answer stuff, quite frankly. And I was fascinated by some of the answers. Let's get set up here, and we're going to do our decompression right now. Let me get the leaderboard back. Let me get pop-ups back. We got a lot of shout-outs to do. Yeah, like, straight up, I was surprised by some of those answers, but I don't know. I mean, he doesn't seem to agree, but I'm sorry. That guy is
He doesn't even...
than a lot of the people in the way they treated me. He is.
No, shut the fuck up, DSP. We're going to bring that back. No. He's not even... He can't even get the game open. He's literally had unboxing game streams, whatever, and he couldn't even get the fucking game open. He's on less than level 1. He's on less than tutorial.
He doesn't seem to agree, but I'm sorry. That guy is just better than a lot of the people in the way they treated me. He is. He doesn't think that. I don't know why. I don't know how he doesn't see the difference. That he was respectful. He didn't...
He shit on you. Still shits on you, but guys, he's way bigger than the other people. He's so big that if I try to shit on him, I'll get my ass handed to me, so I gotta kiss his ass. So keep it up, DSP. Keep it up.
He's not gonna make weeks of follow-up content and shit. You know what I'm saying? He's on with his life, on to the next. I'm sure he's gonna make a few more appearances on probably, podcasts and stuff regarding it.
He is.
To me, that's crazy. Well, we're gonna talk about it. Let me get everything.
Greg, how's it going?
That was the most crazy answer, that he doesn't see the difference, but I don't know. Maybe it's because of difference of perspective and a difference of opinion. I'm coming from a different place than him. Let's see here. YouTube, here it is. YouTube pop-ups. Okay, so we should be good. All right. All right, you guys ready? Let's do this. Let's decompress. I'm gonna start recording. And what we'll probably do is we'll go through shout outs because there are some shout outs to go through. And then we'll start having conversation. All right?
I'll start begging guys for more money.
Hello, everyone. DSP here. And I literally just got off my interview with Joon the King, the documentarian who made a 4-hour documentary about me, which I live reacted to fully last week over on my DSP Reacts channel if you haven't seen it yet. And I thought it was a fascinating interview. Technical difficulties out the ass. Like, I couldn't even do my normal setup. He couldn't see me. Like, you guys could see both of us, but he couldn't see me at all. I had to on the fly kind of fix shit. And now what I think I'm gonna have to do is change my setup for when I'm gonna do Discord stuff in the future, which quite frankly is probably for the best because it actually felt better doing it the way I just did it than staring at my left here. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It was about an hour long, okay? And it encompassed basically the first half was me kind of talking about my documentary and my thoughts about it and getting his thoughts about it and stuff like that. The second half, I went entirely into your questions because you guys had opportunity to post up questions in a thread on the community tab of this channel, and I think some of the questions were outstanding, and we got some good answers from him. All right, so what I like to do, as you know, these streams are demonetized, meaning I didn't have any ads on this stream. There still are no ads. So people did contribute while I was interviewing him, and I want to give shout outs. Please, guys, if you could contribute to the stream, I would appreciate it. We want to continue.
Guys, give me money.
So we got to get that going right now. So if you like the interview, please support the channel. And let's get that going. I'm still here till 4 p.m. FYI. I'm still gonna be streaming for a long time, so I'm not going anywhere. But this is the decompression. What I want to do is shout out.
You can't go anywhere because you're a piece of shit and no one will hire you.
You know, go from there and see what else, what Q&A, open it up to discussion. Okay? So here we go. Let's start. Just on the YouTube side.
Ouch. Hopefully you're okay, dude.
There was Purple Pickle Yum Yum who did a super chat and said, send Joon a Philomania t-shirt for the lulz. Thank you. I don't have the Philomania t-shirts. Like this here and the Philomania t-shirt, I paid to have those made on a third-party site. It wasn't like this is one of those services that just makes stuff on the fly and you order it. I paid up front to have that made. So it's not like I have a box.
I thought a fan donated it.
I could just send one to him.
I guess we forgot about the fan,
we'll see. FYI, this is actually an interesting thing to open up with. I am trying to work with a company right now in regards to merch. Okay? I don't know if it's going to go anywhere. I don't know if it's going to work out positively. You know, I haven't had merch now for 2.5 years. And now with this turnaround that I have had in the last, month and a half.
And everyone loves me now, guys. They totally love me. I swear they love me. I said they love me.
But the thing is, I've been blacklisted because my detractors went out there and they sent this hateful montage profile of me to everyone, to Teespring and streaming services and all this stuff. These companies don't want to work with me. They're like, oh, you're an evil guy. Like, am I?
Guys, they sent out all the stuff I've done over the years, and now they don't want to work with me. It's bullshit. How come none of them want to work with me after I said all these horrible things over the years? How dare they point out I said all this god-awful stuff? You DSP, I wonder why. I fucking wonder why.
Am I really that evil of a guy?
Yes.
I don't think so. Or at least the things that you think I'm evil for are things from the past that I don't do. But basically, I've been put into contact with a company. And the company seems to understand who I am, understand my history. They're actually seeing my turnaround right now and the positivity and the increase in viewership and the increase in support that I've been receiving. And they actually want to work with me. So I will let you know, like, this is all in development right now, literally going on behind the scenes. I will let you know when I have updates, and if they're positive, I hope they're positive, okay? I may...
Knock on wood, guys, it's going to be positive.
To show you guys soon.
Yes, be positive, guys.
On a stream and say, oh, does this look good? Does it look like up to quality of something you guys would want to purchase? Okay? Fair enough? So it may be coming, all right? And I can just see a bunch of products being made out of this. You know what I mean? Like, tons of things could come out of this. All these new memes and everything that are happening, like, daily. We could have a lot of good stuff, right? Okay. Cabal, thank you for becoming a member this morning. Let's get to some tip shout outs, and then we'll get to kind of an open discussion about how that just went. Okay, so let's see. Got a $1 tip here. I was wondering if, when you plan on getting back to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, you plan on potentially getting back to Atlas titles like Metaphor. I don't really understand.
That sounds like a lot of work there, Greg of the Lake. That sounds like a lot of work he's not going to do.
Efforts on trying to branch out and try new things. Your growth as a YouTuber has been very satisfying for me to see. Watching you have other people in your podcast really is showing a big milestone for where you come, in my opinion. I just want to say props to you and efforts on growing. Wish I could say the same thing for others like LTG, but that's a different story. Here's hoping that things will continue to get better for your YouTube journey. Last question. What are your thoughts on the PS5 Pro? Geez, that was a lot of questions for a $1 tip. I'm just saying. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, it's not coming back. No one wants it. I'm sorry. People didn't like it when it was new, and they're not asking for it now. It's not coming back.
It's not coming back because you're about to get to the beach scene. Guys, I can't have all them jiggly boobies on my screen, guys. I might have another accident like I did on May 1st. And my wife wouldn't be happy with that, guys.
I want to play Metaphor. That Metaphor looks great to me. You know, it's like Persona, but in medieval times, right? Or a medieval version of Persona. Problem is, I don't know if I'm going to get copyright stricken by Atlas or not. What I may have to do is wait a week or two for it to be out, and then see if there's rampant issues with people getting copyright stricken by Atlas. I didn't think that would happen when I played Persona 5. I abided by all of the rules, and they hit me with copyright strikes. You have to understand that if I get hit with too much on this channel, I can't even stream on this channel, right? So I can't really take the risk. I have to be like more conservative and more fair. So we'll see what happens. And I understand if I wait to play Metaphor a couple weeks, the hype might be gone. So then is it even worth playing in the midst of the busy gaming season if the initial hype is done? I don't know what to tell you.
Because he needs that hype. He really does. He needs that hype to sell the channel, guys.
For complimenting me on branching out. I wish to do more like this. I certainly wasn't expecting all these technical issues out of nowhere today. So it may just be I do all interviews on my gaming PC from now on. I set it up over there because it worked well. Like, he looked great. It was great quality, right? On there. And maybe it just makes more sense to do it that way moving forward.
Down from the Raptors 00 on the back would be great for him to sell.
But yeah, like it went pretty well. So I want to have more people on the show. I'm in talks with a few people.
See, Atlas doesn't really do that anymore, but guys, they've done it before. They've done it before, guys, so I gotta worry about it now.
Getting caught up and constantly doing interviews and things. I'm already behind. But I definitely think in the future, I want to have more people on the show. Maybe once every couple weeks. You know, maybe 2 guests a month could work. It could be fun, right? Okay. And last question, PS5 Pro. I already gave my full opinion on it a couple days ago on the Level 1 podcast. There's even a whole highlight about it that you can watch on the channel, and I recommend that you do, rather than me try to re-express all of that right now. Thank you for that. Okay. I received a $1 tip from The Dark Side Child Returns. Did you ever watch Quantum Leap before the original or 2022 version? What are your thoughts on the show? Did you ever own a backwards compatible PS3? What's your favorite?
Quantum Leap is a great fucking show. The original version was just fantastic of how it jump around time. Be like, oh, hey, remember when this happened? Hey, remember that person? Hey, remember this? Remember that? It was so fucking good at doing that. It was great to watch. I'm surprised DSP's ever even actually watched it, though.
Family's favorite Spider-Man game. What is your favorite? All right, there's no way, dude. I was gonna say this. I cannot answer 20 questions for a $1 tip. I will answer the first question. Have you ever watched Quantum Leap before? Yes. I watched the original show as it was broadcasting weekly as a new show. I can't remember what network it was on, but it was actually one of my favorite shows to watch with my parents. It was a cool
Pretty sure
sci-fi
it's
show with
NBC.
like, morals and interesting writing. Really good show. Scott Bakula, great actor, right? And also, what was the other guy's name? Dean or something like that, who played his, his buddy or whatever. I think that it was a great show. I have not seen the 2022 version, nor do I desire to. I really am not a fan of these modern reboots, but I really like the original show. So thank you for that. And sorry, I can't answer 20 more questions. We'll be here for half an hour.
Good.
We do need to actually
Like everything else to
talk
do.
about other things. But thank you for the $1 tip. If I've upset you, I apologize. I received a $20 tip. Thank you so much.
Let's see. Favorite episodes. The JFK double episode was fucking fantastic. Let's see. The episode where... what was it? Where he caused the New York City blackout. I can't remember. I think that was the one that ended with... He was doing the bingo calling for, like, some mob boss's mom or grandma, and... Like, he cheated to make sure that she won, and apparently that's what he was supposed to do. Like, all the shit he did during that whole episode, apparently he wasn't supposed to do. He was supposed to make it that this little lady won the bingo thing. Now, it could be that he was supposed to do that because, like, initially the guy didn't cheat and the guy got whacked because he didn't help the grandma win. I could totally see that being a thing. That was a weird episode, but that's like how they twisted at the end of like, oh, it turns out he, like, this is what he was supposed to do the whole time was cheat for the little lady to win. God, there were so many episodes like initially on when he finds out he was a baseball player. It's like, wait a minute, my dad's still alive. I've gone back so far in time, like my dad's still alive, so he calls his dad and he's like crying to him, and the dad's like, some random ass man is calling me, saying that he missed me or whatever, and that it's okay. It's like, what the fuck's going on? But it's like, it's okay there. I mean, you probably miss your father so much because like he didn't be like, oh hey dad, I miss you. I miss my father so much that I'm always so busy and he's been gone for so long. Like that was just a great way to fucking do that. Yes, obviously still Canadian. That's classic meme one. The meme. Like, what? I'm retarded? Like, holy shit. Oh, God. So much has gone on in that show. And again, some episodes are just completely fucking random, and then other episodes, it's where he affected the JFK assassination, or he caused the New York City blackout, and he did all this stuff. It was a great way for them to mix things in and out. Or the pet rock. It's like, you put on here that your first pet was a pet rock. What the fuck are you talking about? Then you look at, like, you Google it, whatever, nowadays. Back then you probably couldn't, obviously, but nowadays you can Google and be like, oh, the person who told the pet rock idea was the inventor of the pet rock. It's like, oh, he created the pet rock because some guy it says on here your first pet was a pet rock. What the fuck are you talking about? But it turns out the guy that he told that to was the inventor of the pet rock, would become, in the future, the inventor of the pet rock. Like, just like some of the small stuff, like, obviously back then, if you didn't know who invented the pet rock, you wouldn't be able to look that up. But nowadays, in the future, you can Google it, whatever. Like, holy fuck, that is a great little detail right there of the guy interviewing him. It's like, the fuck, your first pet was a pet rock. What the fuck are you talking about? What's the inventor of the pet rock? That was such a small detail. There's a small detail that if you didn't know the guy's name, you wouldn't have gotten it until in the future when you look it up. Like, that show was so fucking good. I'm not watching them on reboot because there's no way they're gonna be anywhere near as good as the original. They're not gonna be able to do the emotional impact. They're not gonna be able to do the twist. They're gonna be able to do the details. Like, it's gonna be, if they were to do that exact same scenario today, it'd be having a giant sign with neon arrows pointing at him. He invented the pet rock. This is how he did it. Hint, hint. Like, there's no way they'd be able to do something that good, that well.
This is from Lucifer Soul.
Aw, rip to Gregor the Lakes. Press F
him,
and chat for Gregor the Lakes pet rock.
Well, Lucifer Soul, again, you understand the reason why you're banned.
I'm sure the reboot got canceled immediately.
There's reasons for these things. It's not even like you were only banned once. You were banned again and again and again. Like, I could unban you right now. And I would guarantee you, Lucifer Soul, that within about a week, you'd probably get rebanned again. And it wouldn't even be me. You would just, go around your normal way, break a rule, and get banned again. So what I would say is if you really want to talk in chat and you want to be a regular, a new account that no one knows, I don't know, no one knows it's you, and abide by the rules, and then you won't have issues. Because there's some people who I just feel like there's no point in the unban because you've seen the track record of behavior, and you know from the track record of behavior that they're not going to change. Like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Well, this guy's been unbanned like 10 times before. So I just don't see the point. All right, I appreciate the support.
I think it's pretty funny that he got paid to answer that Quantum League question. He was like, yep, I've watched it. Next. Well, I didn't get paid to answer it, and I still answered it way better than he did.
I wish that you could interact as a normal person, but I almost feel like once you've been banned a certain amount, people have this association with you. They expect you to that you're this person, you're going to act this way. And so it's just going to...
Dude, they give him a lot of money so he doesn't care that they... Well, actually, no, Derek didn't give him
that no one knows it's you.
Derek made thumbnails, and Derek probably shared something else on Discord that he shouldn't be.
You have a much better chance of being treated fairly, don't you think?
Just
I think that's a fair assessment, is it not? Okay. I received a $10 tip. Please play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 when it comes out. It's a fun RPG. Kingdom Come 1 was a classic you missed. My wife, actually on Game Pass, was playing some of Kingdom Come Deliverance. And like the first hour, we were both enjoying. And then when it got a little bit further in, we hated it. It was clunky. It didn't feel like a very smooth game. And quite frankly, it just wasn't very fun. So I have no desire to actually go play that game. I just don't. I know some people have asked for it over the years, but I've seen it firsthand. I know what it is. And I don't think that we would get much or anything out of it. I feel like it would be a waste of time, quite frankly. It wouldn't be entertaining. I know there's this secret, or this sequel, coming out, but I have no confidence. Maybe, let's see what happens. Let's have it come out. And if people are saying, oh, it's so good or whatever, and maybe I'll give it a shot. But at this point, I'm not going to commit to that, okay? Spawn Killer did a $5 super
You'll
chat.
wait a month before you play it and be like, I don't get it, guys. I waited a whole month. You guys said the game was hype a month ago, but now no one's giving me any money. There's no views. What's going on, guys? You guys said it was so good a month ago when it came out. Yeah, DSP, if you wait a month to play the fucking game, there's not going to be much hype around it anymore, jackass.
Yeah, thank you, Spawn Killer. I think I found a game on Halloween Marathon. The game is called Fears to Fathom Woodbury Getaway. It's about 2 hours long. So, FYI, for those who don't know, because perhaps you don't, maybe you're one of the more relative newcomers around here, every Halloween, on Halloween, I do a marathon. And I actually dress up in a full costume. And my viewers have the ability to nominate and vote on horror-themed games that I play during that event. And it usually goes really well. Usually we get great attendance, great support. Everyone has a great time. It's just a really good annual thing I do. Last year I got sick. I had COVID. So the whole thing got called off. Even though we had all the games lined up, I had an expensive costume purchase. It sucked. The COVID just screwed everything over. This year, I'm hoping to come back strong. Thank you, Spawn Killer, for the suggestion. But I will soon have a method by which you guys can start nominating games. It'll be like a community post that I will put on the main page of this channel. I'll see if I can pin it, because I think you can pin community posts now. And that way people can post up games there. And then what we'll do is we'll tally them up. We'll have a poll. We'll do the whole 9 yards. Okay. But not yet. We're a little early. It's still.
It'll be whatever game gets donated to you.
Right. We still got ways to go. Probably.
Job Simulator. Oh, he's going to hate that.
We'll sit down.
Guys, this is a stupid meme game.
Okay. But thank you for that.
Meme game.
All right, so as of now, I have shouted out all contributions that I see. If I missed one, all right. If I missed one, let me know. But it looks like I got everything. So as of now, all right, we're at $34 in tips. And I would say if you guys just like what I just did, people are saying, we like that you branched out. We like that you're doing these interviews. Please support this stream. All right. I want to continue this King Street. Fill the King's coffers, as they say. I'm not going to really ham it up right now because it's more serious tone. We're going to have a nice decompression after that interview. But please support, all right? And thank you for everyone here. We have over 700 viewers currently. If you're here, please click the like button. We got 230 some likes. Let's get that to 300 right now. I'm sure there's 70 people sitting there. You're having a good time. Please click the like button. The engagement helps this channel a ton. Super chats, memberships, gifted memberships, all appreciated. All help this community and channel. And sure would help right now. And let's hit the tip skulls, as soon as possible. Like let's crush it right now. Lucifer Soul is banned in the chat, and he's the top tipper. Let's have someone unthrone him right now and jump into that seat to get the credit. Okay. All right. Bloom Kid did a super chat. If you don't dress as Hogan for Halloween, everything's been for nothing. I'm not dressing for Hogan this Halloween. Nah, it's stupid. Maybe eventually.
Why would I dare give my fans what they want? Holy fuck, DSP. You want your fans to give you money. Hey, DSP, if you dress up as Hogan for Halloween, we'll give you money. No, that's stupid. That is the stupidest idea I've ever heard. Why would I dare dress up as Hogan for Halloween? As you have the Philmania thing behind you. You wear a Philmania shirt. You're pulling for Hogan's on WWE Champions. Why would I dress up as Hulk Hogan? That is so fucking stupid, guys. DSP. How do you... This is why he's got to be dragged kicking and screaming into everything he's done. Fans, hey, here's a good idea. No, that's fucking stupid. 3 years later. Guys, I'm finally doing it after you guys have been telling me to do it for 3 years and it's not paying off. Well, yeah, because it's 3 years too fucking late. He'll stop playing WWE Champions. He'll stop having the Philmania shirt and Philmania thing behind him. Next year. Alright, guys, I'm dressed up as Hulk Hogan. Guys asked me to dress up as Hulk Hogan last year. And I don't get it. Why is no one supporting the stream? I'm dressed up as Hulk Hogan. Why aren't you guys supporting the stream? Because we told you to do it last year when you're playing WWE Champions. When you had a Philmania shirt. When you had Philmania shit behind you. When you had Philmania on your LCD screen and all that. We fucking told you to do it last year. And you said no, it was fucking stupid. But yeah, that was last year. But now I'm doing it this year, guys. Exactly, Greta Lake. If he actually dressed up as Hulk Hogan and then did the shirt rip thing, even though he had to cut the top of it first to make sure it would rip. But if he did that, yeah, his fans would go nuts. Are you fucking kidding me? Guys, $150. Instead of wearing the vest, since I'm wearing the costume, I'll do the shirt rip. He'd hit $150. This within like 10 minutes announcing that, he'd probably hit $150. All right, here's the shirt rip. Rah! But no. Guys, that's fucking stupid. Don't ask me to do something so stupid until I do it next year, and then you guys don't pay me because you told me to do it last year.
Actually, down the road, I'm not doing that now. I already have a costume from last year that was expensive. That's a really good costume, and it's not Hulk Hogan. Okay, so you can stop.
The fuck do we care about your last year's costume?
You can do the Hogan meme when I play WWE Champions this coming Tuesday night. All right, but no, I'm not going to be Hulk Hogan for Halloween. Okay, so what I'd like to do, all right, is let me open up the chat. And any contributions that come in to shoutouts, what did you guys just think of that interview? I'm curious. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are there things that could have been better? Did you like his answers? Were you surprised by some of his answers? I tried to do a wide range. I wanted to basically have some of it be about me in my documentary, but I did want to do more generalized questions with him as well. And I thought that it was kind of interesting, some of his answers I wasn't expecting. Okay, so what do you guys think? It was shorter than you thought it would be? Why did you think it was going to be longer than that? It was over an hour. I was rambling a lot. Well, I was trying to get some of my points over, and I get it. A lot of people are telling me that I need to talk when I'm in an interview. It's not just me talking to you guys. I'm talking to a person, so I shouldn't do 3 things at once. He even called me out on it, rightly so. He was like, dude.
Yes, because you're rambling, and you spoke 65% of the time, which is these percentages should be flipped. Joon should have spent 65% of the speaking, not you, jackass.
Dude, you just said a bunch. He's right. I need to, separate my thoughts. I have to get better at this.
You need to what? You need to separate? God damn, DSP.
And I thought that it was kind of interesting, some of his answers I wasn't expecting. Okay, so what do you guys think? It was shorter than you thought it would be? Why did you think it was going to be longer than that? It was over an hour. I was rambling a lot. Well, I was trying to get some of my points over, and I get it. A lot of people are telling me that I need to talk when I'm in an interview. It's not just me talking to you guys. I'm talking to a person, so I shouldn't do 3 things at once. He even called me out on it, rightly so. He was like, dude, you just said a bunch. He's right. I need to, separate my thoughts. I have to get better at this because I haven't done interviews, right? I need to separate thoughts and say one, have an answer. Say one, have an answer. Not blah, 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 and now what's your answer? Like, oh, shit. You just talked for 5 minutes, right? So there you go. I think that's something that I need to learn on and do better. Joon seemed uninterested at first, then it kind of mellowed out and became chill. Yeah, you want to
He was bored for most of it because you did nothing but fucking talk over and over and over.
know why? Here's my opinion on it. The first half of the interview was about me and my documentary. I honestly don't think he had much else to say about it. You know what I mean? Like, he knew that I didn't have issue with it. I wasn't going to destroy him or grill him or give him with accusatory questions. You did this wrong, you did this wrong. He knew that, right? So honestly, there's nothing to really defend himself to. So he knew that the questions were going to be so about it, but to him, I don't think he was that interested in that at all. Did you notice that when I changed the topic from me and my documentary to more generalized?
True, he doesn't
topics,
talk to
now we're
people
talking
usually,
about
so it's all new
being
for
a
him.
documentarian in general, how it works on YouTube and his methodology. Other topics like Wings of Redemption and things. Those are the things he opened up to because he's had enough of Dark Side Phil. You understand? Like, he's had his fill of Dark Side Phil. He literally actually said in that interview, when I'm done on a topic, I don't really want to keep following the drama sphere around it or anything. I don't really care. I'm tapped out on it, right? He's tired of it. I'm the same way. Dude, if I researched for months and put out a 4-hour documentary about someone, I wouldn't want to constantly keep talking about it. I'd be like, I'm on to the next thing now, right? This is like a tired subject. So I think that's what it was, is he was so bombarded with Phil, so that after we stopped talking about me in the first 25 minutes and we opened up, it totally flipped the interview into something more entertaining. Now, I hope people will give that interview a chance to go to the second half, right? Because here's the thing. If I didn't do the stuff about me first, all right? If I didn't do that first, everyone would have said, you didn't talk about the things we wanted. Why are you asking him about personal? We want to hear about the documentary about you. So I had to do that first. I had to get it out of the way. So then he's feeling more like it's safe to open up and talk about the other topics. It's fine. He's more casual now, right? I had to do it that way. But I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I'm nervous that people will look at that interview and start watching the first half and be like, he's not giving much, and therefore it's a bad interview, and never watch the second half that was much better, right? But I guess that's something I got to get better at, right? I don't know how I could have done that better, but then again, it's only what my third interview that I've done. I'm sure I'll get better at these over time, right? Let's see here. Did I feel anxious interviewing? Is it getting easier?
How many more people are going to come on your show, though, to
I
be
felt like I was
interviewed?
100% ready for
That's
this
going to be the
interview,
big
and
question.
then the
How many more
technical
people are
issue
going to
happened,
show up
and
to
it
be
completely
interviewed?
threw me for a loop. I had all the questions ready to go over here on my gaming PC on this TV. I had everything working here on this side. I had everything going. And then it crapped out. And I was like, oh, shit. So now I have to freaking adjust on the fly. This guy's sitting there waiting. And listen, his time is valuable. I know he said, oh, this is my work time. I have like 4 hours. I don't want to waste this guy's time. So now I look like the asshole because it's...
You are the asshole. DSP, you currently have Cat's PC, your PC, a laptop, a gaming PC. That is 4 different PCs. Are you really telling me between those 4 fucking PCs, you couldn't get this shit ready? At this point, well, the Windows 8.1 PC is crapping out. Well, then fucking chuck it. Use Cat's PC.
Fucking thing stopped working. So I'm panicking, rushing, and then when I get them on, I'm like, fuck, now what were all the questions? Like, I'm the kind of guy, I don't really write anything down. It's like in my head. I don't have any questions here, so I'm like, fuck, okay, what were the questions that people wanted to hear? And then what I had to do, in the middle of the interview, on my laptop, you probably noticed, I had to open up the questions from the viewers and get to them and start reading them while I was listening to one of his answers and not lose track of what he was saying. Yeah, it was tough. I feel like it will get better over time. I'll get better at it. I won't have... I'm done with Discord on this PC. I make that clear. This is fucked up at this point. I'm not going to keep messing with this PC and having these issues, okay? So, Discord, I'm going to have set up over here. What I'll have to do for days that we're doing Discord, I'll have to, open or change the webcam to work over here during those days. But I'll get into it. I feel like this is something that I need to get better at, and I will. Like I said, I want to do more interviews over time. I want to have more people on the show. And that will allow me to hone my craft. When I started talking to a camera back in the day, I wasn't good at it. Then I got better at it over the years. When I started talking to a live audience in 2017, I wasn't good at it. Then I got better at it over the years. It's just something that comes with time and repetition and experience, right? Okay, I received a $12.51 tip. Are you excited for the Switch 2? My dad works at Nintendo. It gets revealed at the end of the month. Excited? I'm not excited for the Switch 2. I'm excited for the games. I want a new Mario Kart, okay? I want the new Super Mario Odyssey that we've been waiting for 100 years and it hasn't come out. Those first-party amazing games are what I'm excited for. I really don't care about the new console because sadly, it's not going to be very powerful compared to its competitors. It's going to have some gimmick that I'm probably never going to use. Just like I've literally never used the portability of the Switch. I'll probably never use whatever weird gimmick unless it's forced down our throat. Like we're forced to use motion controls. I don't care about that stuff. All right. What I care about.
You never used the Switch as anything other than a home console. DSP, you've never been playing a game like, all right, I'm going to sit on the couch and play it. When I didn't have my computer, you know what I did? I turned on New Amsterdam on my TV with Netflix. I sit there and play a fuck ton of Tetris 99 on my Switch. I thought about buying another game, but I forgot the password. I was like, oh, fuck me, I don't feel like doing all that shit, so I just kept playing Tetris 99. DSP, you have a Switch console. You can pick it up out of there anytime. Press A, and then 3 buttons. Oh, hey, look at that. I got Vampire Survivors on here now. I can bring up Vampire Survivors whenever the fuck I want. Yeah, I bring my Switch with me on my vacation. I wanted something on there. I wanted something on there that I would like to play that didn't require internet, like Tetris 99, because I'm not gonna have internet. Yeah, I can just pick it up anytime I want. Be like, oh hey, I'm gonna play me some motherfucker Jones, Vampire Survivors, and I also got the DLC for it on my Switch. I never got the DLC for it on my PC with Game Pass, but I got it right here. And honestly, since it's a brand new game on my Switch, I don't have all the stuff unlocked. Oh, this is gonna be fucking fantastic. Oh no, he's locked. You gotta unlock him. No, he's locked. You gotta unlock him. No, he's locked. You gotta unlock him. But I can do this whenever the fuck I want. Oh god, Dark One, we don't have time for answering what the fuck's wrong with DSP. See you, Greg. Thanks for hanging out with me. Enjoy time with your wife. Yeah, like I can pick up my Switch anytime I want, or say I'm going on vacation. I can take with me on my vacation. I have to bring the thingamajig with me so I can charge it when I'm gone, but holy shit, I can... Oh, not yet discovered, not yet discovered. Like, this is going to be so weird going back to the very beginning of the game. I also got all the DLC, so I got new characters, I got new areas, I got all kinds of cool shit on here. Home button. Sleep mode. Put it back in the charger. DSP. In fact, one of my favorite Angry Joe videos is when he was reviewing the Switch. And at the very end, I mean, no, with all that, it's a 7 out of 10. Wait a minute. I'm going to bed. Picks it up. 8 out of 10. Like, the fact that you can take it with you is just amazing. They got the PlayStation... Shut the fuck up about the PlayStation Portal. You need internet for that. The Switch doesn't require internet. I can take the Switch with me to a place that has no internet. That has no fucking cable. It has no TV. It has rabbit ears. So sometimes you get Wisconsin, and maybe if you're lucky on a good night, you might get Canada. But I can bring the Switch with me and play it as much as I fucking want, because I don't need internet for it. I can sit there and play the fuck ton of Vampire Survivors. Now, I don't plan on doing that. I plan on kayaking, hiking. My uncle, he's up there now too, and he's like, oh, we go to this golf course, that golf course, so I might go golfing while I'm up there. But I don't plan on spending a lot of time inside unless, let's say, oh, hey, it's 97 degrees out. I'm not going outside of that shit. Oh, it's pouring down rain. I ain't going down outside in that. Or no, it's dark out. Like, I'm not going to be out kayaking or hiking when it's dark out. I'm going to be in the middle of fucking nowhere. There ain't no lights unless there's the moon out. So, yeah, no, at night, or if it's bad weather, yeah, I can sit there and play my Nintendo Switch. I can play Vampire Survivors on there. Or also got Pokemon Leaf Green on my phone, and I just beat Misty the other day, so yeah, I can upgrade up to level 30 now. The only thing I don't like about it being on the phone is I can't trade. Like, I have a Kadabra, but I'll never be able to get an Alakazam because you can't trade, as far as I know. Ooh, I wonder if you could. If I started up another Leaf Green... Ooh, and if I started up another Leaf Green account, I could start up with one of the starters I don't have. Ooh, this could be interesting. Got affiliate on Twitch. All right, money, 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 money for your friend. And Diaz, the guys, the wrestling, the detractor wrestlers, they just got partnership on YouTube. Shout out to them.
Are the games. So I hope
In
there's games.
fact,
Right? That's what I want. I want the games to be good. And I feel like Nintendo will bring the first party stuff when the new consoles out. So thank you for the
Where
tip.
are they?
That gets us to 46 and climbing. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep hearing those coins ring inside of the coffers, and let's hit that goal and continue the streak. All right. Hank Fritz did a super chat. He says, one thought, Joon is very short with his answers and doesn't eagerly offer detail. I think for this reason he's a difficult
also because you'd ramble on for 20 fucking minutes. You'd ramble on for 20 fucking minutes, and he'd be like, oh shit, what the fuck was the question? I don't remember.
person to interview. I'll be honest, I think you're right in that regard, I was not expecting his answers to be as short as they were. And when someone gives you a short answer, you wonder if there's a reason. Like if I press him on something that he gave a short answer for, is that because he just has nothing else to add? Or is that because he's not finding that subject particularly interesting to talk about? You know? And when you have a guest, you want to be sure that that guest is flowing with you and you're
Pokemon stream when? Ooh, I don't know if I'd be able to do it from my phone. Maybe I could. Because I got Leaf Green and I got Crystal and I got Red on there. I've never played Leaf Green. I've played Red, Blue, Yellow, Crystal, Emerald, X. Yeah, those are the ones that I've played. Oh, I've also played like Pokemon Plutonium, which was a fan-made game. I wonder if I still have... Oh, that's going to be a good question. Do I still have the ROM for that on my backup? Yeah, I've never played Leaf Green before. I've only played, like, again, Blue, Red, Yellow, Crystal, Emerald, and Axe, and Plutonium. I wonder if I should still have Plutonium somewhere on my backup hard drive. Let's continue listening to him ramble. I look for that.
having a conversation that's good for both sides. I don't want him to feel like this is a chore for him to be on the show and this is crap and why am I here? This guy's asking me blunt questions. This is stupid, right? I feel like the second half of the interview, the whole tone changed and he was enjoying himself, and I'm happy for that. But yeah, like he was definitely very short answers, and I think people maybe were expecting more than that. And sometimes you got to adjust on the fly. That's what I tried to do. Like if you didn't notice, I talked about my interview, or excuse me, my documentary for about 20, 25 minutes, and I realized that basically the questions weren't really going anywhere. So I said, you know what I'll do? Let's open up to the questions from the viewers. Let's see if they get him talking, and then we can elaborate on some of those more and get more conversational. And that's exactly what happened. There were 2 or 3 of those questions that were great questions, so thank you guys for those, that he got opened up and talked a little more. And that allowed us to have more of a conversational tone as opposed to just be ask question, short answer, ask question, short answer. Ask, you know, it kicked up in the second half. Thank you to Daniel United 115 for a €10 super chat. I appreciate that. And now we have Darth Fig, who just did a super chat and says, I know Astrobox tomorrow. I just beat it. It's front runner for my game of the year. Looking forward to your reaction to the upcoming amazing stage. Sounds good. I'm playing it tomorrow night. Then I'm also playing it as the daytime stream on Tuesday. So that's about 5 more hours of it coming this week. And it's going to be in the main rotation until we beat it. So it's coming up. I don't know how long it is, but I loved it when I played it last Saturday. If anything, because of everything that's been going on, right? Because of the fact that my time has been pulled in a million directions, I'm sad that I'm not getting to play the new release as much as I normally would. But now we're really starting to focus in more, and we're going to get bigger chunks into the new games starting this coming week, okay? Cool. All right. Thank you for Darth Fig. Let's see here. Tate S says he's from another country, is he? Maybe the way they have conversations over there are a bit different. You want to know the truth? I have absolutely no idea where he's from. And for me, like, unless
That's probably a good thing. It means you can't harass him as much.
I don't feel like that. Like, I'm not gonna, hey, so by the way, where are you from? Because if you don't know, he's had issues with doxing. Like, he's been doxed by LTG. But LTG hit his documentary about him with a false copyright strike. He got it removed, and when he got it removed, Joon, that is, LTG doxed the information he put into the counter notice. He just put it out on the internet, and all his followers went and harassed him. So it was completely fucked up. And
I can't
how do you want
find
to? So by the
it.
way, where
I thought
are you
I had
from?
it on
How
my
you-
backup somewhere, but I can't
I think
find
he's from
it.
the United States. I'm almost positive he's American, but I don't know. I just think it's his mannerism or whatever. You know what I mean? I feel like that's just how he is as his personality, and I think that's fine. I didn't find the way that he answered questions or talked like he was being short with me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh, I really don't like this guy and I'm cutting him off. I have no answers. You know, I don't like him. That's just that's the way he talks. You know.
Do that on your phone because I've been using. Oh, what's it called? Where is it? Like Classic Boy Gaming, I think it's called. Yeah. Yeah, Classic Boy Pro. I had to spend $6.99 to unlock everything with it, but I got it, so I'm happy. Oh, here they go. I got Crystal, Leaf Green, Green for the Game Boy Color, and then Red for the regular Nintendo Game Boy. Could you actually do 2 of them? If I could do 2 of them at the same time, then I could actually trade. That'd be fantastic. Because I'm doing it with my phone because I want it on my phone. If I'm on my PC, I ain't playing Pokemon on my PC. Fuck that noise. I got plenty of other games to play on PC. I'd rather see if I can't do that.
Everyone's different. Variety is the spice of life. If everyone talked and acted exactly the same, then life would be
I'm
more
gonna have to
boring,
Google it.
right? Darth Fig said it took about 15 hours to beat Astrobot. Thank you. He platinumed it too. Okay, cool. Excellent. Okay, so here's something I will address, all right? Because someone in the chat is saying this. They're saying, I don't get it. For years you've been saying,
you might be able to
ignore
do
the drama,
it.
ignore the drama. But now, in the last month and a half, you've been on Kino Casino. You're doing these interviews. You're talking about people like LTG and stuff. Now it's drama. So what is it? Is it no drama?
You might be able to
Is
do
full
it. Oh,
drama?
that's
Is it, you know,
awesome.
for me,
That'd be
as I kinda
great
said
to be able to
yesterday,
trade.
I'm just dipping my toe into stuff. Okay, I've had a conversation with my wife, Kat, and she said, "Listen, I understand. You know, you're getting more popular now.
Oh, I'd
right?
love to be able to do
About
that.
due time with all the work you put in, and that's good.
Oh yeah, with the emulation, you can put cheats on there. You can again randomize it. You can switch up what the gyms are. Like instead of it facing, all right, I don't want to be facing rock and then water. Like that's boring. I want psychic then dark. Like you can change shit up when you got it on PC or your phone, whatever. Like you can change up shit so much. It's so cool what you can do with today's gaming. Something that maybe Nintendo would be able to get into if, you know, they didn't hate gaming, apparently. It's always amazing to me, like, how much Nintendo, like, hey, we're a gaming company, but we hate video games. Why do you hate video games? Because fuck video games. But you can make so much money if you did this. You can make so much money if you did that. Like, people have said before, like, hey, why don't you, oh, I don't know, put out the classic, no, leaf green, fire red, the crystals. Like, you could be like, hey, we're going to do the history of Pokemon package. You charge $100, $99.99, $100, whatever, where you get the classics, red, blue, yellow, or just crystal, just emerald. Like, hey, here's like the original 3 generations of Pokemon in a $100 package. You can play them as much as you want on your Switch. Nah, we're going to put out a broken, buggy mess with Pokemon Violet that barely works. If it works. If you're lucky, it works. If you're not lucky, it crashes. Sorry. Like, well, why don't you just put the old games in a package and then sell those packages? As opposed to going after people who make them and then, oh, you're violating our copyright with this. Like, yeah, but it's literally the only way to play this game. Because you refuse to put them out. Yeah, well, we'd rather the game does not exist at all in any way, shape, or form than, you know, allow people to play it. Like, people want to play this game. Why do you think the people emulating this game? Why do you think there's a million people playing this game right now on emulators? Because they want to play the fucking game. Yeah, well, we'd rather not make money and piss everyone off with bad PR and all that by not allowing anyone to play the game.
And all, but don't lose yourself. Because the core content that I make is gaming and chilling with you guys and having, you know what I'm saying? Having fun times, not drama. Listen, I think that you can have fun with some drama, okay? But it has to be drawn out at a certain point, or cut off at a certain point is what I meant to say. Especially because, like, okay, the guys from Kino Casino, they thrive on drama. That's literally who they are. They make a living doing it. Good on them. Correct? Now, I don't want to be Kino Casino, all right? I'd like to appear on their show from time to time and maybe do some collabs and things like that, but I don't want to just be them every day. This podcast, when I made the podcast just about me, and it was just about me talking about my schedule, talking about my daily life, and talking about this, talking about that. You want to know what people said? Your podcast is boring. It's not really a podcast, because all you're doing is gabbing and talking about yourself, right? So now, we're not just talking about me. Now we're talking about other topics. News is definitely a part, real gaming news, but also we're addressing my detractors, we're addressing internet people, you know, or personalities, you know, like LTG or whatever. And I think that there's something to be gained by that for variety and fun, as long as it doesn't go too far, all right? No, I don't want the end all be all of my content to be internet drama. I don't want to change as a person or a creator, ever. I don't want that to happen, okay? But I think mixing it in and having the variety.
I found my Rock NES emulator for my PC.
The highlights I'm making of the
so I can emulate
better,
Mario
I
1, 2, and
overall,
3.
I just really enjoyed the content. And that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a great thing. That things are picking up. There's more viewers. There's more interest, right? It doesn't have to be Phil completely changes and rushes face first into the drama sphere, and now that's all he does. In fact, that's exactly what I don't want to do. I could have done that many years ago. If that's what I was going to do, I could have done that many years ago and been successful at it, right? But at the same time, man, It feels
I
good
just found out
to be
my
refreshed
emulator
and
for
feeling
my
different, that people care about my opinions. They
Nintendo
want to
games,
see me
whatever,
harass
on
people. The detractors,
PC,
when
but I
they do
can't
something
find
particularly
that.
heinous, you guys tell me about it now, and I'm able to spin it into
Pokemon one.
content that they deserve. That's the thing. These people deserve it. This is not me going after an innocent person. This is people who have treated me so poorly in the last 5 to 10 years. Some of these people.
Some of these people made fun of me for jerking off in front of children. Don't you know how evil it is to make fun of me for jerking off in front of children, guys? These people deserve the worst. After all, they made fun of me for jerking off in front of children. Yes, ESP, they did. How dare they?
Making $5,000 or more a month on completely defamatory content about me, right? It's time to turn the camera towards them and expose them for who they are. People are enjoying that, right? This is called karma. This is called justice. This is not me just picking someone off of the internet and bullying them. They've been bullying me all along, right? So that's the difference here. LTG, as much as people like to say, oh, he never brings up Phil, complete bullshit. Over the years, he always was bringing me up in a negative light.
No, he wouldn't. Unless you talk about him, he completely ignores your existence. As far as LTG is concerned, you don't exist. Unless you go after him first. I can't think of a single time LTG's ever brought him up first. It's always, he talks about LTG, then LTG talks about him. Always.
And now that he's finally getting some back, he can't take it. Like, he's losing his mind. It's hilarious. Like I said, he doesn't know how to play the game. He's just crumbling. And so we'll talk about that. I have his response to the response, but it took me like a week to get it because he hides his content on the internet. Can't even find it to respond to the guy. I mean, what kind of a fucking creator are you, right? So, yeah, I will respond to it somewhat. But you have to understand that this is not the end-all be-all of who I am. It's just me expanding my horizons a bit. It's allowing me to branch out and do social content, which is what I have not done. I've not done social content in a very long time. I need to do that. Keemstar has said it. Joon, to some extent.
Social content, you mean talking to people.
That reaching out and branching out and doing things with other people. That's the key today to getting, to getting over and to getting interest. It's not just about sitting here doing your own thing constantly. I like doing my own thing. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoy it. And my longtime fans have been happy with me all along, with the way that I did my content. But at this point, definitely, we need to spin things in a better way and in a more variety of way. I can't just sit here. It's like I've said for years. I can't just sit here playing video games till I die. It ain't going to work. I'm getting older. My right hand.
You're 42 years old. You're acting like you're on death's door. You're literally 42 years old. You are not on death's door. You're not an old, decrepit man about to die at the age of 87. Fuck. Last night, at the Alumni Veterans game, the oldest veteran there is from World War II. His great-grandson was on the football team. And so instead of doing like a first pitch like they do in baseball, they had the first pass, where the 90-plus-year-old veteran threw a football to his great-grandson on the field and all that. Like, it was just something that was really cool to see. This guy in his mid-90s throwing to his great-grandson in front of hundreds of people. And here's DSP. Guys, at the age of 42, I can't play video games. It's almost impossible for me to play video games at the age of 42, guys. I'm near death as we're talking right now, guys. I might die at any moment. It's almost it's so hard for me to just sit here and talk to you guys right now with how close to death I am. And yet again, last night, man in his mid-90s, World War II veteran, throwing a football to his great-grandson on the field in front of hundreds of people. And then you get this guy on his deathbed. He might even be able to make it to the end of the stream before he dies, guys. Oh, I found it! Pokemon Uranium! Alright, finally! I'm gonna copy that. Put it into a folder I can find a lot easier. You have no idea how happy I am about this. That's fine. Let's put you into tools. Paste. And then on my backup, let's put you right in the very front. So easier to find there as well. fucking found it. I am way too excited about the fact that I found Pokemon Uranium. Yeah, he looks like an old decrepit man, but he's 42 years old. He's not that fucking old. Like, what the fuck, DSP? You're not on death's door.
And is going to increase in carpal tunnel. And eventually, it's going to be very hard for me to play tougher competitive games. I'm only going to probably be able to play more casualized games, right? How am I going to make a living as a content creator? By the way, page 5, you are not a long-term viewer, so you're out of here. I'm just tired of people lying.
Wow. Guys, earlier, guys, I don't like banning people. I really don't like banning people. Guys, banning people is stupid. It sucks. I don't like having to ban people. No, you're banned. How dare you say something I don't agree with?
In the chat, I put up with it for like weeks, and I'm like, all right, I've had enough of this idiot. But no, like, for me, as a content creator, and if I'm going to be doing this for as long as I can, as I told you guys, I love this job, right? I need to change for the better and branch out and do different things. I don't want to constantly be doing drama, but it's a part of everything. It's like a piece of the puzzle, right? That fits this big picture when it's all done at the end of the day. You know, you do some of the drama stuff, you do some collabs that aren't drama, like gameplay and stuff like that. You have some interviews that are more dramatic, you have some interviews that are way less dramatic, that are more, personal, cordial, right?
I said it's gonna work.
Continue to cover games, right? As I have done over the years. Maybe it means a few less games here or there, but that's fine, because quite frankly, a lot of the games I play are more filler that just don't even do as well anyway. So now I focus a little bit less on the games to do the more variety, right? And then over time, we change and do other things too. People have been asking for different kinds of content. When will you talk about this subject? When you do this kind of content? And it can be made possible as long as I'm willing to do it, right? Being stubborn is no longer going to fly, all right? I'm going to listen to feedback from people like my wife, who says, listen, just don't completely change who you are, because, you want to be true to yourself. She's right. At the end of the day, though, I need to be willing to change and branch out for the better. And I feel like things have been more interesting, right? Right? Okay. So there you go. Like, people, yeah, Go Get It says, I love when you're exposed to the detractors. Don't stop. I'll be honest with you guys. It's tough, and here's why. I don't want to watch their content. I don't want to go to Duty's channel and watch fucking videos. I don't want to be watching Memeology's videos. I don't want to hear who's restreaming right now. I don't really care. But when they're doing harmful shit, like literally copy, pasting, lifting.
What the fuck was that? D315-1. What's all that down? What the fuck was that?
Really care, but when they're doing the harmful shit, like literally copy,
what the
pasting,
fuck was that motion?
Changing it, that's
this harmful shit. The fuck is wrong with you, DSP?
Called out.
I know, we don't have time for
literally
that.
saying Phil is inciting violence against the CEOs of a company when I never did that. They need.
You told them, you said they should be shot in the street. How is that not inciting hate? They should be shot in the street. That sounds like you're inciting hate to me, DSP.
Be called out. That's the kind of stuff I need to be made aware of. If you guys hear about that shit or see it yourselves, send it my way. That's the kind of shit that we absolutely need to expose and blow it open on this show every day. That's exactly what we need to do. Call out the hypocrisy, call out the bullshit. They shouldn't just get away with doing wrong things. There's a difference between a transformative work, all right, and a work that is literally defamatory, or harmful. I mean, that Duty video, he was literally calling his viewers to action, saying to false flag me. In the video, it was outright evidence of it right there. He had it in the description. Here's the video, here's the timestamp. And then people were actually responding, yeah, we're going to go flag him, right? So there you go. Okay, we got some tips to shout out. I received a $2 tip.
He's done talking about Duty every single day, but then he talks about him anyways.
The fan questions are your own, and you were afraid to attach your name to them. I read them right from the community post, and they're all different. You can see it right now. I literally was reading questions from the community post. You can see it right now on my main page. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And
you're banned.
I don't care. Just because these people are mentally stunted and say dumb shit doesn't make it true. Where do you think I got those from?
They're mentally stunted, but don't call my fans dents, because dent is offensive. But these guys are mentally stunted, guys.
You could literally see them right now. If you want to know the truth, I changed the phrasing a little bit to make it sound better, because some of the phrasing wasn't as clear. So I reworded as I was reading on the fly. I reworded a couple of the sentences to make it make a little bit more sense. But outside of that, that's all I did. So nice try, but that
so you made it your words, not the fans' words.
Really stupid.
Dude, Baldur's Gate 3 is fucking amazing. Lord DSP, you will love it.
Okay.
Do it.
I
Everyone,
received
bully
a
Lord
$10
DSP into
tip.
playing Baldur's Gate 3.
When will you play and beat Minecraft on hardcore mode with Wings and Boogie? Probably never. I don't even know if or when I would go back to Minecraft. Maybe someday to reminisce about the year and a half that I played it, and to see if there's any changes. I don't see myself playing it with Wings and Boogie, honestly. I don't think that would really matter. I think that if ever I was to do something with Wings or Boogie, it would not be playing Minecraft. Let's put it that way. Okay? Thank you for that. So now, guys, we're at $58 in tips. Thank you very much for that. Let's keep it rolling. Let's get a new top tipper. Right now, let's get someone to unseat Lice for Soul. Let's get someone new there. All right? To boost the coffers and get it moving.
Hint, guys.
How are we doing right now?
Don't you want to break it?
265 likes. Let's get that to 300 likes, everyone. We have over 600 people still on the stream. Please like the stream if you're enjoying it. Let's get that engagement going. Super chats are pretty good. $40. Wow, 21 gifted memberships. I didn't even realize we had that many. Thank you guys for that. So all that's going well. But definitely right now, we want to hit this goal. We want to get the King Streak continuing, right? So let's keep it going. Please, guys, let's get it going. I know, here, let me put it this way. I know we're going to hit it. It's a matter of when and who's going to get.
So you know, so you got it pre-set up. So what's the point of anyone else doing it if you already got to have it pre-arranged?
So
guys, I had it pre-arranged to hit the goal. So don't worry about it. Well, then we're not going to worry about it if you already got pre-arranged
Game
the
Boy,
goal.
how you doing? What's going on? I want to take you for a ride since I thought Joon was better than Craig in terms of respecting you. Well, here's the thing. All right? They were completely different interviews, right? The Craig interview, the whole idea was that we were supposed to hash it out. Me apologize for the things that I've done wrong. He apologizes for the things that he's done wrong. And then at the end of the day, we come to an agreement whether or not we decide to be amicable and do content later.
I'm saying, and another thing, if he doesn't hit it, he'll just fake a tip anyways.
That's how it was supposed to go. Didn't go that way, right? Like, literally, all he wanted from me was an apology for lying about a mobile game in his interview. He refused to apologize for anything that he had done wrong in the last year and a half, which is wrong.
No, he didn't. He's done nothing wrong. He's done everything correct. He monetized the haters. Yes, on his channel, where he's trying to make money so he can pay his bills, he monetized the haters. There's nothing wrong with that. Good for him. That's probably one of the best things he's done. Shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry. Unless you're one of my detractors, no one's going to say, oh, everything they did was absolutely great. You know, once I told Keemstar, no, the agreement was we do the interview and then I'm going to be a guest on their show. There was no agreement that they were going to shit on me after and then cancel the fucking appearance and treat me like dirt. And even Keemstar agrees. Like, yeah, I didn't know that. That's messed up. They snaked me, right? So if they had just, if he had apologized or said, okay, I shouldn't have done it that way. Even if I didn't believe it, he had just said, I shouldn't have done it that way. I would have maybe said, all right. He didn't even say that. He says, I'm sorry that your feelings were hurt and that your fans' feelings were hurt. That's not an apology at all. You know, he's saying, I still did this horrible thing and it's fine in my eyes. I'm just sorry that you're upset about it. You know, I'm sorry that I went across the street and I punched your grandmother in the face. I'm not actually sorry for punching her. I'm sorry that you're upset that I did. What the fuck does that mean? Right? Like, huh? So, I mean, that's the difference. He had a game plan going into that interview. Totally he did. And it didn't work. It backfired on him. And it made him look like a jackass and it removed his mask for the first time in a long time because everyone says Craig is Mr. Nice Guy. And his mask fell off and it exposed him. He did, in a 2-minute span. He wanted to donate detractor money to charity. Then he told me to go fuck myself. Then he said, I want to send you a super chat. 2 minutes, 120 seconds.
He said, name a single charity and I'll donate the money to it. And you couldn't, because the only charity you care about is DSP Gaming. Fuck off. You know what? I'm tired of him bitching about Craig. He hates Craig. Craig won't apologize to him, so now he hates him even more. Everyone's supposed to come on here and apologize to me. The only reason they exist is to apologize to me. So we're going to get to when he shits on LGG some more.
You didn't elaborate on who it is. So, no. Unless I know who this person is and there's a reason for me to talk to them. No. You know, let me put it this way. I think this is what LTG, all right, didn't understand. All right? This is what LTG doesn't understand. You need to talk to the right person to get the rub. LTG, for like a few months, he went on all these podcasts. He went on Destiny's podcast. He went on this other guy's podcast. No one cares. Like, I'm sure he got a temporary view boost of a couple hundred people from each of those that then fizzled and went away. But that's not maintainable, right? With me going and doing a podcast with Kino Casino, guys who actively were on my ass and razzing me previously, right? To see me branch out and now collabing with those guys is something amazing and different that people are like, whoa, that's crazy, right? To me, I have an interview with with Keemstar who I had bad blood with over these years, and now we're basically, breaking bread together. It's amazing, right? That's the content you want. People want to see DSP and LTG sit down and hash it out, or play fighting games together, or both. That's what the people want, correct? That's what people are craving. They don't want to see LTG go talk to some other fucking podcaster. No one gives a fuck. That's boring. That lasts 10 seconds, and then no one talks about it ever again, right? There's still people watching my Keemstar interview right now. They're very interested in it. There's still people watching the Craig interview. There's no one going to watch fucking him on fucking Destiny. It's stupid. It doesn't even make sense.
You only care because on my show. Hint, hint. Come on my show. Make me money.
Popularity and entertainment value. And he doesn't understand that. So that's what I mean with this LaShawn guy. I don't know who that is. This is not a slight against this person. I just don't know who that is. If there was a reason that it would make sense to actually go on his podcast, does he talk about games? Could I add something? Then I would say, yeah, sure. But I'm not just going to say, hey, I just want to go on everyone's show possible, right? Everyone's show on the internet. That's not going to benefit me whatsoever. I want to pick the things that are the projects that make sense, okay? Purple Pickle Yum Yum with a super chat. First one in a half an hour. Says, screw the fake LTG stuff. We want Wings on next.
Listen, first one in half an hour, guys. Hint, hint.
I've already reached out to Wings. I have offered him to do an interview on the show, and he has not responded. He literally responded about other things, but he completely has ghosted me on the response about being on the show. So I've done the most that I can do to the extent I can do without being an obnoxious jerk. I don't want
You are
to be
an obnoxious jerk. That's why he doesn't want to deal with you.
I'm not bothering him about it. If his attitude ever changes, I would love to sit here and have a conversation with this man. But I don't think that it's in his interest or comfort zone for some reason. I don't know why, but it seems like he just doesn't care. So unless he change, I know he'll get wind of this. The lines are open. If he ever wants to say, hey, yeah, now I'm interested, cool. But I don't think he's interested. I wish he would be. That would be fun. That would be a great conversation, I feel. Oh, let's see here. I received a $1 tip. Do you even want to know what this guy's name he just put up? Do you seriously want to know? If you guys say you want to hear the name, I'll tell you what it was. If not, we'll just move on. It was the $1 tipper again. Do you guys actually want to hear what the name was? Don't say it. Let's hear it. Oh, no. No, don't say it. Yes, let's hear it. All right, the audience is torn. I'll say it this time, and then depending on your reaction, I'll determine if I keep reading. Leaking Gorilla Nipples 15 or something.
What a name.
Guy's embarrassing, but he keeps tipping. Okay. I received a 10-pound super chat from Razzle. I've been watching on and off since the days of What You Say About My Malele and Bring Me the Naughty Nightwear. It's awesome seeing you collab and do new stuff like this, so keep it up. Thank you, Razzle. I appreciate that. And let me put it this way. It's gone well. Viewership has been good on all of these, right? Engagement, support is good. The one thing that's getting hard to maintain is this king streak. To be completely transparent with all of you, it's helped a ton. Listen, I'm not kidding you guys. Later this month, I am planning on, number one, probably getting a new dishwasher. Number two, getting a fan and new light in my dining room because my lamp fell out of the ceiling a week ago and we need a new one. Number three, likely next on the docket is probably new washer and dryer. Okay? And that's all because you guys have supported me so much in this last month and a half. But it's really getting hard to maintain the king streak, all right? I don't like talking about it a lot, if you haven't noticed. I'm just not that kind of guy who wants to sit here and say, hey, king streak, tip me, king streak, tip me, king streak, tip me. It actually bothers me.
But you're doing it right now.
I'm not like...
You've been doing it every single fucking stream.
Like, let's get some subs and just constantly be bringing it up, and then people rain down, contributions on them. I'm not like that. I'm not wired that way. And so because of that, it's going to be harder for me to maintain this level of success. I feel like if I had that level of, I don't even know what you call it, charisma, salesmanship, whatever it is that PPP has, triple P, I call him triple P. I think that it would be easier, but I just don't. You know what I see? I just don't have it. So, like, for example, when this podcast started, a bunch of contributions came in. We got gifted memberships. We got super chats coming. It's all good. Right now, I would really want to hit this right now. Like, no exaggeration, because we're ending the decompression. We're going to end in a few minutes here. And for the rest of the stream, what I want to do is do some Marvel vs. Capcom collection. I don't think we're going to get significant contributions during the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. Just being honest. So
just being honest, guys. Give me the money now.
And you want to see the King?
Give me the money now.
You want to see all those detractor channels who just clipped that interview? You want to see them fucking cry about this tonight? That this is continuing again? Now would be the time to contribute. Last night it was a crazy miracle Hail Mary $100 tip that came in after my stream ended. I was like, oh shit, man, that's awesome.
Fucking hint.
It's going to be very tough to maintain this right now when we don't have constant hype and drama and stuff going on. We really don't, right? Like, I'm getting more into games now. Perhaps when the Kino Casino guys return and I do another collab with them or an appearance with them, it's going to bring back that crossover feeling again. Right now, there's no crossover feeling, right? But, it is what it is. So, please support in any way. But right now,
tips. All
would
the tips.
allow us to move on
Tip,
for the rest of this
tip,
stream and be
tip,
relaxed and say
tip,
thank you so
tip,
much
tip,
and crush those
tip,
fuckers right in their
tip,
balls,
tip.
stomp on them like you have big steel toe boots. You're just like smashing them right in the testes. That's exactly what you're doing. But I want you to support the content because you like it. Because you just like.
So you want them to support the content because they like it, but you also want them to do it despite the detractors. Good to know.
All right. But you all also are smashing their testicles at the same time.
Guys, this might be the last few minutes of this stream, so if you want to become a member, please do. If you want to give me a super chat, that'd be great, guys. Actually, if you want to become a member, hey, become a member. And actually, I did have a member join, so I'll have to make sure I do a community post with a link to the Discord. But on that, guys, hit the thumbs up, chat with me. We always talk about random shit like we did earlier with Quantum Leap, whatever, or the Pokemon Uranium game, which I'm so glad I found the thing for. Oh,
okay.
Guys, if I uploaded the Pokemon Uranium to Google, what's it called? Google Drive, whatever it is, I can also share that in my Discord. If you guys wanted the ROM for it.
Okay, I received a $1 tip. An extremely dangerous and loaded BBC.
Oh, they have DB, Super,
Thanks
GT.
for the
They got all
$1
the Dragon Ball shit, but they only have like what,
all right,
6
so
or
here's the
7
deal.
more.
I'm
warriors
about to
announced,
end
don't
the
they?
decompression, and what I'd like to do is kind of like change the stream over to Marvel for a couple of hours here before I adjourn for dinner around 4 p.m. Does anyone have any final questions, concerns, contributions, shout outs, anything? Let's do it right now, because then when I turn the stream over, definitely it's, you know what I mean? It would make more sense. So what do you guys think? Anything?
Anything, guys? Got any more money? Where's the money? Money, bitches. Bitches mean money. Give me the money, bitches. Money. Money. Money, bitches. Give me the money. He's actually gonna do this for a while, isn't he? Yes, he is.
Please say your name. You want me to say the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 character select theme? I want to take you for a ride. You want me to say that? Okay, I just did.
He sits there and just begging his fans to give him money. It's very, very pathetic there, DSP.
No, I know that Joon the King is going to go on troll podcasts. I already knew that. 100% I already knew that. He already told me about it. It's fine. He can do whatever he wants, right? He's totally fine to do that. Why wouldn't he be allowed to do that exactly? Right? It's perfectly good. I received a $1 tip. So this Dark Side Child Return says, got it, sorry for a lack of explanation. LaShawn KBM is a YouTuber who faced massive hate and bullying over the years. He does anime videos on anime games and the like. He did horror games too. He played Persona 3 Reload but quit. He got massive hate and harassment. Now he's faced massive depression. The guy's a victim of bullying. Well, I don't know anything about this guy. Why do you think that would be something for me to involve myself with? Right?
Because aren't you
Like, first
depressed
off, I
all the
guess I would have
time
to
from people
research that and
trolling
see
you?
to what extent you're saying is true. Like, what is the level of bullying? Why is he being bullied? Right? I don't know. But I'm curious, like, what you think I could add to that conversation, because again, I don't have an association with this guy, right? Excuse me. Do I have a this is a good question. Guys, what do you think were the highlights of the Joon the King interview? What should I break out of that interview?
Him being bored
as
out of his
highlights,
fucking skull as you
channel?
ramble on
There were
forever.
probably a couple moments there that surprised me. Like, when I
I just
was
love
saying
how
to him that I
bored he
respect
was
him
with you,
for having spoken
DSP.
with me and a few
You
of
were
my
literally
fans and
boring
others
him to
who had
tears.
done projects on me didn't, and he was like, "Oh, I don't get that." I was like, "I don't know." The observation he made about Wings of Redemption, I think, is a good one. That I think the reason that Wings gets too much hate is because I don't think he's necessarily trying to be malicious constantly towards people, but people sure treat him badly as if he was like the devil. When I think people just they keep getting him to say and do things. He doesn't realize what he's saying and doing, and then after the fact, he's like, "Oh shit, now I got to backpedal or I got to correct." Right? I think that would be a highlight. I think that was a good observation, actually. Right?
So he needs that drama content. As the gaming content is not making him the money it used to. So he needs the drama. So he's got to bring up Wings and Boogie and EDP
Oh, I don't
and
think.
Joon the
Here's the thing,
King.
Goldfish says Joon says other lolcows have worse detractors than you. I found that surprising. I don't necessarily think that I have the absolute worst detractors. I think that there's some crazy ones. Well, I don't think that I have the
Like
absolute
the duty.
worst. I think people do
Duty.
it because a lot of them just do it to make money. Like it's monetizable. That's why they do that content, because they want to get the paycheck, right?
Rockman. Now who are you banning?
There you go. All right, so I definitely think the Little Wings of Redemption thing is good. I honestly think the second half of the interview was much better, right? The second half of the interview when we were taking questions people had asked and we were elaborating on them.
You
really
asked,
conversating
not
back and
your
forth about
fans,
them,
because all those
rather than it
questions
being
were
all
from
about
you.
me. I just, to be honest, I just don't think I'm that interesting of a character in the drama sphere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the stuff I'm doing now, right? You know, dragging my trolls, engaging with guys like LTG. That's more interesting than any of the dumb shit that people.
You're not engaging with
talk about in
LTG. You're
documentaries and
attacking
stuff.
him, and he keeps
I don't
ignoring
think
you.
it
There's
ever
no
was that big
engagement
of a deal,
there.
you know.
Just you going after him, begging him to come on your show.
I received a $2 tip from Stu Dahl. I'd love to see an MCU versus Capcom or MCU fighting game. Newer characters like Scarlet Witch would be fun. WWE Champions faction has over 100 join requests. Oh, does it? I haven't even logged in since, you know, I'll have to log in at some point to take a look and sift through it. Just having the people like in the faction helps the faction to do quests and stuff. So I'd have to join, but I mean, I'm planning on playing it Tuesday night, next session. But if I have a chance to squeeze in there and do it again, I do something with it, I will. I just don't have time right now, you know. Dio says, one thing that gave me a weird vibe near the beginning was him saying he had gone into planning to get you to confess, and since you already did, he had no big questions for you. Well, I mean, dude, let's be honest here, all right? With the insane amount of stuff that was on the internet about the WWE Champions account. Now, the thing is, not all of it is true. As I told you in my live react, a lot of that shit was false or blatantly over-exaggerated, misreported, and shit like that. The entire, he spent this much and stuff is so stupid. They literally have never gotten that right ever once about how much I ever spent on the account during a certain week. They don't calculate it correctly at all. They purposefully.
The face you made when you saw the $44,000 in 18 months was classic. It's like, he's just like, huh. Numbers are right there. That looks really fucking bad. Like, it's almost as if you realized, holy shit, maybe I did spend that much.
Overbloat it to get attention. But yeah, like, if you do a documentary on someone, excuse me, and by the end of you making the documentary, you 100% know you've got someone in a lie, right? You have the evidence. And the whole point is that this person has lied about it forever. And the person then says, yes, they would do an interview with you after the documentary. Would you not try to ask them the question and get them to answer in the interview? Like, I think that's what it was. Like, he had said that he wanted to do an interview with me.
Then you admitted that you've been wasting tens of thousands of dollars over the years.
I told him, yeah, let's
You
see what happens.
declared
As long as
bankruptcy
well
over this
received,
shit.
well done. I'd be totally fine doing the interview. Do you not think that I didn't think that that's exactly what it was going to be? Of course I thought that's what it was going to be. I'm not dumb. So
yes, you are.
Head all that off.
You're so fucking stupid. You're so fucking stupid.
Before it even was asked, right? And now I'm in the realm of control. There's no gotcha moments. Instead, I do it when I'm well and ready. And the truth is, I knew eventually he was going to have this come out about me. This was going to be discussed. And I was going to say, that's my moment. That's just the time to do it. If ever there's going to be a time to do it, that's the time to do it. There's literally no point in waiting anymore. Everyone else believes it anyway. So you might as well just fess up, right? There's no point. And some people disappointed in me. I have fans who said, they probably aren't going to support me anymore because of it. And there's nothing I can do about that. Mistakes are mistakes. You fess up to them, right?
Fucking committed bankruptcy fraud.
So, no, I don't feel weird about that. Oh, he was going to get me with a gotcha moment. Like, what did you think the interview would have been? And that's what he said. He's like, now I don't have a reason to interview you because you fessed up to the thing that we got you on. So you're done, right?
Yes, DSP, you admitted the bankruptcy fraud. Congratulations.
Let's see here. Do I have trouble with lying? Is it like compulsive lying? No, not at all. Here's the thing. When you are an internet personality,
you're not a compulsive liar. You're a pathological liar. It's a difference.
I want to portray to you what's in this office. This is what's fine for public consumption. Anything behind the scenes of this, anything on my phone, anything in my bank accounts, that's my private life. There was never any intention.
Except the only reason you have money in your bank account is because you beg children to pay your bills while committing bankruptcy fraud because you're spending on WWE champions. That's why what is in your bank account is not behind the scenes. What's in your bank account is very much in the forefront of your entire channel because the only reason you have any money in your bank account is because you begged children for it. And they gave it to you. And now they're mad that you finally admitted that you were committing bankruptcy fraud this entire fucking time. You've committed bankruptcy fraud and tax fraud for years. And you've finally gone and admitted it. You finally went and admitted to committing bankruptcy fraud and tax fraud for years. Playing WWE champions. And now you don't understand why people are upset? Are you fucking kidding me, DSP?
To have certain things cross over, but people keep wanting to do that. And the thing is, you never know that what you say or admit to is going to hurt you.
I'll say there is going to be the best thing ever.
Right? I've had social engineering. identity theft and all these things happened to me as a result of some things that I've said. I fully believe that some of the accounts that I told you, people socially engineered and were taking money out of my bank account through these accounts. I fully believe that's because of stuff I talked about on.
No, they didn't. No one took money out of your bank account. There's not a chance in hell anyone took money out of your bank account, DSP. That is such a lying crock of shit right there. Are you fucking kidding me, DSP? No one believes that. No one believes for a fucking second that that happened. Any money spent for your bank account was spent by you.
On stream, right? Maybe I talked about certain topics and maybe that was a security code for one of these accounts or something, right? So they just guessed it and then they got in. So that's the problem, is you just don't know what's safe to talk about and what's not. So in the case of a fucking mobile game, I don't give two shits about it. It never should have been a problem. It's so dumb that I don't ever think that.
Except you committed bankruptcy fraud and tax fraud and begged you, guys, I can't pay my bills. Guys, I'm going to lose the house. Guys, you don't want me to lose the house, do you? If you don't want me to lose the house, you better give me a bunch of money right now. But you're never going to lose the house. It was all bullshit. It was all so much fucking bullshit.
Big deal. So of course I'm going to make shit up. I'm going to lie. I'm going to do this and that. Because it's none of anyone's business. And it's not to be talked about on stream. It's not what we're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get mad at me for lying about something I had to lie about. Well, why did I lie about it? Because I've been committing fucking fraud for years, guys.
Okay?
Snort Carl, how's it going?
But a lot of people don't see it that way. They think because I'm a public person that every single aspect of everything in my life is now fair game for public consumption. I disagree. And that's going to be a place where I guess we're going to have to agree to disagree because some people do believe that and I don't. And so, you know, the lies that I tell are not like ginormous fucking awful lies about heinous actions. It's like little white lies
it's
here, little
bankruptcy
white lies there,
fraud.
doesn't matter, but now the little white lies add up to a web of lies that people disprove. And I was like, well, fuck. Now what do I do? Right? Exactly. So that's it. And some people say, well, you lied once, so we can never trust you again. Fair enough. If you think that it's so important that the things that I've lied about, right, are so defamatory to my character and you can never trust me again, then you know, I can't change that opinion. There's nothing I'm ever going to do to win you over. But I think what's happened in the last, again, month and a half is people are like, there was never anything here to begin with. This is stupid shit, right? The people who maybe were so hurt are gone now. And now we're getting to the core people who like me for who I am and the content I put out instead of all the drama people are trying to fabricate around me. And it's starting to level out now. You know what I mean? And that's good. That's absolutely good. So that's how I'm approaching it. And, you know, again, if people are upset that there have been little white lies over the years, like I said, I didn't have a cat and then Jasper appears. Oh, that's not my account. Oh, it was my account. You know, what else
the
can
account
I say?
you committed
Right?
bankruptcy fraud with.
Hold you over the coals for that, right? And there's nothing I can do about that. I'm just happy for those who have seen through it and are still here. Thank you to those who have seen through it. You're still here. You're still willing to enjoy and move forward positively with me, right? I think so. Really. Rebecca McLaughlin in the super chat says, let's get some subs. Well, thank you to anyone who did support the stream. Right now, we're at 279 likes. Again, we hit 300. That would be great. We still have over 500 viewers. I realize it's petering out now because now this has been long-winded. But thank you for that. And it looks like I got another $1 tip. I can only imagine what this one's going to be. You ready? Oh, it's not. Okay. In short, I know that LaShawn KBM would be open to listening to advice on how to maintain YouTube while dealing with hate. Talking about drama, dealing with persona harassment and personal harassment. I know him pretty well. I'm confident that he would be happy to talk to someone about it. Considering you faced a lot of hate from detractors while growing your business, I think you're a good person for him to talk to, and he uses Discord. Again, I have to look into it. If you have information about this person, you could send me. I would really appreciate that. That would help a lot. Maybe I could look into them and their content and see if I really could add anything, and then maybe I would reach out to them. Because right now, I only know about people in my own sphere and zone of interaction, correct? I'm going to need to eventually know about who's other people who possibly I should be interacting with or talking to, and I would love suggestions for that. Okay. Wow. I was just about to say we're about to wrap up. I just received a $60 tip. 60.
Guys, $60, guys.
Your tips
60, guys. It's going to say the stream.
Stalking you to see what you do and how you're spending your personal life. This is dumb. When you spend your business on, or when you spend your money on is nobody's business but your own. Longtime fan still supporting Captain Psycho. Thank you, Captain Psycho, for a very generous $60 tip. And as you guys can see, with that, that's going to jump us up to nearly hitting the King Street goal. And we still have over 90 minutes left on the stream. Here we go. We're at 126. There's only 24 to go to maintain the King streak. And it is Captain Psycho who takes the throne as the top contributor of the stream right now. Thank you so much, Captain Psycho. All right, guys, I think what we're going to do, let's end this decompression, shall we? Let's end it. And then what we'll do is I'll swap over. And we're gonna play a little bit of the Marvel collection. All right, I think that'll be fun to play a little bit of the Marvel collection before I have to, get offline. Thank you to those who watched the interview. Thanks to those who just watched the decompression. I'm sorry that I had technical issues. I think moving forward, I will try to do the Discord on the gaming PC since that's up to snuff and we can see it's worked well and everything. So I think that's what we'll do. Thank you guys for watching and peace out. More info on upcoming events and interviews coming soon. See you then. Okay, so guys, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm done with him. I just wanted to cover the Joon stuff and the Joon before and after and all that. We've got that. We had a great conversation. Got a new member. Holla holla. Got a bunch of thumbs up. But with that, guys, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to be on vacation starting tomorrow, so I'm not going to be here. You might get, if you follow me on Twitter, you might get some stuff posted on there to look at. I might upload shorts while I'm there and all that, but no, Twitter. Here's my Twitter, in case you don't have it yet. So yeah, I mean, I'll be posting pictures on there, and I might be posting shorts over the time and all that. So check me out there, and as always, like, subscribe, comment down below, have one hell of a day, and enjoy your week, because I know I sure will, because I won't be at work. I don't gotta work. I'm off for a week. Na 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 na. I'm so happy to be on vacation. See you guys. Oh wait, fuck!
Let's take just a brief
Shut the fuck up. Agent Proper had him on his stream. I don't think I edited it to the thing, did I? I did not. Edit. How could I give Agent Proper interview of Joon? Save. But yeah, duh.
Anyone that brings issues my way, I ban. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that shit, dude. Like,
I mean,
yeah.
He had to
Yeah.
get his arm twisted off by Noel of the Kiwi Farms and Kino Casinos guys just to ban Derek. I mean,
yeah.
so I mean, any fan base deals with it. I'm sure you've had to deal with your.
So yeah, check it out. Watch it when you have the chance. Really good interview. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day. Can't believe I almost fucking forgot that. Terrible, how dare I?